Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we're going to be back with a very interesting subject. We're going to tackle Nolan Wells and giving white people benefit of the doubt. Okay? Yes, y'all, Nolan Wells and giving white people benefit of the doubt. Now, before we get too far into this, I want to say shout out to all the people who come through and give me views on a regular basis. They make up the fam around here. Appreciate each and every one of y'all who do so. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream, because you all are helping with the algorithm, helping grow the channel. Shout out to all the people who hype me up every chance they get. It's only right that you do so. If you enjoyed this great level of content, you got to at least attempt to save, once a week for me. I mean, at least give me once a week. But I mean, give me every single chance you can. Okay? And that's real talk. And shout out to all the people who hit that like button. One of the main things to be done around here, it'll never be the wrong move to make. So, and make sure y'all remember that y'all can do this at any given point in time. So even if you're not seeing it live, you do it as you can do it. Okay? You ain't got to see it live to do it. And, any old shows you went back and saw, make sure you do it there. Because you should be listening to stuff 2, 3, 4 times, if not more. Okay. So, I know if you ain't seen every single episode, you should, you should be definitely using time to go through the whole channel. Use your time to go through the whole channel. And that's real talk. All right. Now, I want to say shout out to all the people who go above and beyond the call of duty, because we have that here at the Roger Report Live. We got a lot of great people who go above and beyond the call of duty. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all, because they drop a little something on the channel. So shout out to Red Pill Sleeper Cell. He is the sponsor of today's stream. Yes, Red Pill Sleeper Cell is the sponsor of today's stream. And guess what, y'all? We're dealing with a case where you're gonna have to swallow that red pill in order to get this one. You're gonna have to swallow that red pill in order to get this one. You know, the rest of the red pill just mean accepting the truth. So you're gonna have to accept some truths, and some truths gonna get a little ugly on today's show. That's what I'm expecting. It's gonna get a little ugly. Okay. And shout out to people who are with me checking in, because it's always great that when you start the show that you got a few people rocking with you, but y'all know how it goes. There can only be one. So shout out to the Highlander of today's stream. My main man, Trail Bentley, has done it again, representing as he always does. Hashtag long live habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hail Hydra. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. My main man, I'm listening, is also here at the cool table this morning. Coming in second, we got Boot Camp in the house. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hero for Hire is in the building. Great to see you, my brother. Music Man 1982 is in the building. Glad to see y'all. Glad to see y'all. And we're going to go and get going. As other people start checking in, we're going to go ahead and get the show going. Y'all, this is a doozy of an episode here. We are looking at Nolan Wells and giving white people benefit of the doubt. Okay? Now, what's going on with Nolan Wells? Nolan Wells, young black man, lives in the Mississippi area, went out with some friends, supposedly his friends. Shout out to you, Bucket. What's good, my brother? Look at this, look who the friends are, though, y'all. Y'all look who the friends are. He goes out with 3 cats. But see, Nolan is an athlete that's black in the Mississippi area. Good guy, a leader, well respected. People like him. You know, people have a natural gravitation toward him, according to the information that I've been able to find out. I'm going to do different things about this young man. Just an all-around great guy, 18 years old, playing college football. You know, seems like he had some dreams of maybe making it to the NFL, but he was going to get a lot of stuff done. You know, so if he made it, it was just going to enhance what he was going to do, but he was going to do a lot of great things. Just a fine young man, you know, raised by a mom and dad. Everything's cool. But then he got a little older, made it to his 18th birthday, so now he's starting to experience being a man. Now he's in that little college bubble, which is a little different. He was in that college bubble that's a little different. So you just start getting taste of the real world when you go to college. You get taste of the real world because you're still in a bubble when you're in college, when you go straight from high school to college. And Nolan Wells, which everything was fine about Nolan. We had no reports of Nolan had a broken anything. No broken arm, no broken leg, no broken anything. No information about any bad health that would create a problem from him. We're not hearing anything about he had asthma. He ain't had no medical condition that would, be any real issue. Ain't no MLS going on. He's not prone to having a stroke or heart attack early. Perfectly healthy young man. But he's a black young man in the state of Mississippi, which could be bad enough on his own. That could be bad enough on his own. Now, this is not me dissing Mississippi. This is me dissing some of the people that live in Mississippi, because there are some white supremacists who live in Mississippi. So no, if you happen to be somebody who's from Mississippi, I'm rocking with you unless you're a white supremacist. It's that simple at the end of the day. And white supremacy has reared its ugly head in Mississippi from time to time to time to time. And that's just how the game go. Okay? I'm not going to say 100% for sure that white supremacy is why Nolan is dead, but it could have played a part. It could have played a part. Now, the thing is, Nolan's body washed up on shore. That's what the report says. Nolan's body washed up on shore. Now, how do your body wash up on shore? You got to be dead in the water. Okay? Now, how does a young black man end up dead in the water by himself? Okay? Now, let's be realistic, y'all. There's a lot of jokes out there about how black people can't swim. Lot of jokes out there about how black people can't swim. I'm not going to say the majority of black people can swim, because I don't know that to be true. I don't know if black people can swim like that or not. I know I can swim. I do know that. But guess who else could swim? Nolan Wells. A guy who's a good enough athlete, only 18 years old, can play college football, but he washed up on shore. And of course, the folks down in Mississippi involved in law enforcement, they're just trying to write this off as a drowning. No foul play. They think he just drowned. Now, if the guy can't swim, I could understand that. I could totally understand being involved with law enforcement. You see stuff. You'll see stuff quicker than other people because you're used to looking for things and you're used to finding things. So yeah, if you find a dead black guy face down in the water that done washed up on shore, I could brush that off as, this guy probably drowned if he can't swim. But that ain't the case for Nolan. Nolan is a strong, able-bodied 18-year-old, man. What 18-year-old drowns who can swim unless the water is just so perilous that it's taking multiple people out? Now, if the water is known for being this, struggling body of water that people just die at, okay, that's one thing. I hadn't heard that in this particular situation. Okay, I've seen people who posted statements saying, hey, not trying to, go either way there. I'm just saying anybody possibly could drown. Now, the thing is, somebody could drown. Somebody could drown. It's always a possibility, but things do have to make sense. Now, how do you drown when you off with your 4 buddies? Well, 3 buddies, because you the 4. How do you drown and you kicking them with your 3 buddies? And I think there's a lot of people who are getting heavy and sidetracked into stuff that's really kind of more in speculation right now and not really paying attention to the stuff that we already know. Now, what do we know? We know that Nolan kicked it with his so-called friends. Now, to my understanding, these so-called friends, they play football together. These ain't just friends. Okay? These ain't just friends. These guys were teammates. Now, when you play football, okay, you get taught that the people on your team is your brother. Now, I can't tell you about their football program because I ain't never participated, never got close to it. But what football program don't teach young men that that's your brother on the field with you? That's a very serious thing about football That, as far as I can tell, if you in the United States of America, that's what it is. The people on your team are your brothers, and you treat them like they're your brothers. Now I'm gonna say shout out to Shark Sam. He says ripping ties and alcohol don't mix. I'm just saying. Michael Phelps would tell you that. Now you know what? That is a good point. That is a very good point. Now you shouldn't be out there drunk and just kick it in the water like everything's good. That's not gonna make sense. Okay. So now, yeah, if he was super drunk, yeah, something could happen. Now the thing is, when do people get super drunk? Kicking it with their friends. So how do you kick it with your friends? Now I'm gonna say, if the story is he got super drunk and fell into the water, that's one thing. But if that were gonna happen, your friends should be around you when that happens. There definitely shouldn't be no speculation on what's going on. Your friends should be there. Yeah, we was there drinking. He fell. It's not that hard to figure out. We was drinking. He had a little too much. He fell, but because we were so drunk, we couldn't do nothing for him. See? Not much of a mystery behind that. That's all I'm going to say. Not much of a mystery behind that. If we got that drunk, we saw the man fall, that's what we report. We would have loved to help him, but we was drunk. And we couldn't do it. I know we shouldn't have been drinking because we only 18, but that's what we was doing. Not that hard to get to the bottom of a story. Okay? Now, according to reports, one of these young men is the son of a judge. You would think these people have some kind of home training to figure out how to be proper outside. But I'm going to say one of the main things is this whole story about the fact that we left our brother. Remember, y'all, these people who play football together. We left our brother and came on back. See, they was at a little island. You know, there's little island, Horn Island, you know, off that coast of Mississippi. They went to Horn Island and they was kicking it. But for some reason, the boat was having problems, supposedly, and they decided it's time to leave because the boat having problems. Okay? The boat's having problems. Let's get on this boat and get on back home because the boat having problems. And they literally gonna tell the story that, well, you know, we told Nolan, but Nolan don't want to leave. Let's just think about this for a while, y'all. Let's can we be realistic for a moment? Can we just be real for a moment? What's the running joke that black people got about horror movies? I mean, what is the running joke that black people have about horror movies? The white people gonna get messed up because they're gonna do something where they're gonna go off on their own. They want to check out something that don't make sense. They want to remove themselves from the crowd so they can be a target. So you mean to tell me we tell this joke as black folk, and all of a sudden it's not none of the three white guys. It's the black guy who want to go at it alone. That's what we doing. Now I dropped a couple links in the description. You heard from the man's parents. You know what kind of young man he is. The father told you what it is, man. Same thing I was told. If you leave together, you come back together. It just is what it is. If you leave together, you come back together. You don't separate. So here go Nolan Wells acting like the white guy in the horror movie. That's just strange. That's all I'm gonna say. That's very strange. The three white guys, they did what black people would do in a horror movie, But the black guy would do what the white people would do in a horror movie. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's just talking movies. That's just talking movies. All right. Let's talk about real life. Again, in real life, I don't think it just happened to me. Somebody tells you when you go with somebody, you come back with somebody. Ain't that a real thing amongst Black America? When you go with somebody, you come back with somebody. Ain't that what it is? Now, that's not movies. That's just real life. Okay. Also, let's take a look at this. Now, don't get it twisted. I like a good story as much as the next. Okay. I like a good story as much as the next. And I won't say it's a good story to tell me that Nolan, being the leader that he is, being the athlete that he is, understanding life the way he understands it, having some form of situational awareness. It's a football player, man. Football players got to have some form of situational awareness. This young man decided, while he already out there, I like this girl I just met. And I'm not saying that can't happen. Yeah, you can like a girl you just met. Cool. But when I go 10 to this young tender, okay, I got this young tender now. Okay, I just met her. I'm having this little quote unquote vacation moment. Monday, it's back to practice, back to real life, back to getting it together. Okay, cool. I want to go off with the young lady. Now, let's be realistic. If he met a young lady that he wants to go off with, he knows he about to get back to real life. That means it's cracking time. Okay? If he can make it happen, it's cracking time. If he gonna do it, this the time to do it. All right. Now, I'm not trying to say the man was any bad guy. I'm just saying he 18 years old and he's an athlete. A lot of testosterone going through that body. A lot of testosterone. And you telling me he done met a young lady? Now, if I want to believe the story that he didn't go back with the other guys and they're making this claim he wanted to stay with this young lady, that means it's cracking time, right? So you mean to tell me he finna go try to crack the young lady he met, but he ain't gonna take his phone? So I guess he don't really want to save her phone number. He don't want to make sure they create some type of bond where they're gonna stay in contact. Ain't none of that going on. Okay, ain't none of that going on. He don't want to tape nothing. He don't want to record nothing. Okay, he don't even want his son the phone by him. So even if he was just gonna get up and diss the young lady, which I am definitely not gonna say he was gonna do, he don't even want his phone in the room. Like, we're not talking about some married man trying to hide stuff from his wife. We're not talking about that. Now, if you was out here cheating on your wife, okay, I could understand it. I could come to terms with the fact you don't want your phone in the room because of certain things that go on because you're cheating on your wife. I could accept something like, as crazy as that sounds, I could accept it. I could say somebody being a little smarter than usual, they're going to hide their phone, or they don't want their phone too close. They don't want the pings in case something go wrong. We don't want too many pings. We don't want too much pinging in the wrong places. I could understand it. Something that's already established. You're going to see your mistress. I get that. But an 18-year-old, he ain't taking his phone with him. Come on, man. Come on, man. Now, the young man is dead. The other three gentlemen come on back home. And because the parents, they're making wise choices and they they had this phone tracking system, and they started tracking his phone. And they come to find out they phones with the gentleman who, I'm going to say will more than likely will eventually be found out to be responsible for his death. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to say they're the killers yet, but I think after enough information comes out, there's a good chance that they will be found responsible for his death. Now, that don't necessarily mean it'll happen anytime soon. That don't necessarily mean they'll ever face court about it or anything like that. But, if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, it's a very good chance it's a duck. That's all I'm saying. So, allegedly, they come on back. And the parents decide to track their son's phone. And the young men that went with Nolan Wells and came back without Nolan Wells have possession of his phone. That's quite interesting. And Nolan likes to keep records about fun trips, about fun things. But they say ain't no records of this trip in this phone. So Nolan like to post some stuff here or there. Or at least Nolan like to turn it over to his parents so they can look through his phone and see the stuff that he's been doing. See, they know Nolan posts stuff. Or he at least take the pictures or recordings of stuff. Now, I don't know how they really knowing that if he ain't really posting that. I'm just saying. Now, I'm going to say benefit of the doubt. He might be a very different young man and sit around and actually sit with his parents and run through his phone. Yeah, they sitting at the kitchen table and he's running through his phone about all the different little things he recorded. Yeah, okay, no. They probably got it from his post, man. Come on. We ain't got to act like we slow here. He probably posting the stuff. They probably just see the stuff that he posts. Because what young man is finna sit down with his parents at the kitchen table and go through his phone and run through all of the different things that he got in his phone? Don't sound like a reasonable conclusion. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not probable. They probably see his posts. Well, the post ain't posting in this situation. And the white guy's got his phone. Now, am I going to say white people are bad? No. Well, as a collective, yeah, they are bad. I mean, white people as a collective, they do like to kill, steal, and destroy. Let's just keep that real. So, yeah, white people in general, yeah, they are bad, as far as I can tell. Okay? I'm not saying they bad because I don't like them. I'm just saying they seem to be bad based on their track record. They do like to kill, steal, and destroy. Okay? Were these three particular white guys bad? Not necessarily. But when you go to an island with your friend and you don't come back with your friend, that does suggest you're bad. Let's be real about that. What friend leaves their friend at an island? No, I'm gonna be realistic. I'm with three of my friends. We go to an island. We decide it's time to go. You coming with us. It is what it is on that note. Okay? What friend not coming back with us? No, that's not friendship behavior. When we decide is we up, you coming. Now, I granted, it may not be a convenient time for you to leave. Granted, you may not like leaving, but I know what you're gonna do. You coming with us. That's just real talk. Okay? Who ain't been in a situation where the friend group was ready to move, but you had one friend that just wasn't trying to move at the time? When y'all friends, how do y'all get that resolved? Everybody leave. So now that we got three white people and they're telling a cockamamie story I guess I'm supposed to give them benefit of the doubt and pay attention and act like all the stuff that I've seen in my entire life just don't even make sense because these three white guys happen to say it. Yeah, that don't. I'm supposed to be stupid now. I got to play stupid. Now, is this case about race? Well, race is in it. It is what it is. I ain't gonna say they killed him because he a nigga. I ain't gonna say that. They supposedly played football together. They should look at each other as brothers. They should be good with each other. But I am gonna say that Cain killed his brother. Okay? There's a gentleman by the name of Cain. He lived a long time ago. Cain had a brother. His name was Abel. Y'all know how Abel died? His brother killed him. So I ain't saying anything couldn't happen. I understand things can happen. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes arguments happen when you're young and you're teenagers. Sometimes accidents can happen, but an accident can lead to a death. I got three white people here. And I got this young black man. Now, I have said myself, if you got three white people in the room, there's a conspiracy happening. Okay. Why is there a conspiracy happening? Because three white people are in the room together. Well, I ain't gonna say white people. I'll say white men. I'm not gonna say the women do it like the men do it. But three white men in the room together, yeah, there's a conspiracy. Now, my thing is this, y'all. I could give these white people who live in this Mississippi area benefit of the doubt. I really could. I just don't see a reason to. My expectation is they killed Nolan Wayans. Nolan Wells. Now, how quickly it's going to come out, I don't know, because seems like the folks who involved in law enforcement aren't even trying to have it come out. That's what I'm getting from the situation. All the different stuff I've seen, what I've seen reported, they're just not interested in him being caught. Well, these three guys being caught. But I'm going to say, yes, I do think they killed him. So to me, they're the alleged killers right now. I got to give them the alleged because they ain't been proven guilty of nothing. So I'm going to give them, to me, they are the alleged killers. Ain't nobody else, I don't think, really came out and said it like that yet. But I'm going to say, to me, they are the alleged killers. There is no reason that I've seen through everything that I looked at where I have any reason to believe they didn't kill Nolan. Okay. And if I want to believe, there was a certain report I saw, but my thing is that was still a little shaky because a lot of stuff comes out that don't be true and stuff be shaky, until I really hear some type of confirmation, I don't really accept it. But there was somebody who suggested that at some particular point, Nolan was bent over because he was throwing up stuff or he was having some kind of reaction. It might have been some blood coming out. Young man could have been poisoned. Not saying it could have been a deliberate poison. It could have been an accidental poison. And then you got alcohol in place. So it could be alcohol poisoning. You just never quite know what the situation is. And things could start happening. But I want to hear the official record of it first. I ain't going to put that on nobody until I hear something official about it. Okay? And we might not hear anything official on a toxicology standpoint for a few weeks. So we're going to let time do what time do. But let this young man get in here real quick. I'm, don't want you keep you waiting too long. So the champ is here. Go ahead and let's hear what you want to input about this particular situation.
Roger, how you doing? And I hope everybody around the United States, especially black families, are watching your program right now because it's a very dangerous time for black people in America and everything else. Because just last month, there was another brother who was with some white friends of his, went to what was called Electrical Forest concert in Michigan, who was found dead in the woods while attending this concert and everything. His name was Jarrett Jackson. He's 28 years old. There's been some other stories similar like this, like Tamla Horsford, who died, years ago while hanging out with a bunch of white women, a sleepover. Her body was found in the backyard and everything else. And they're still to this day investigating her passing and everything else. This happened in Forsyth County, Georgia, and everything. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be around with white folks and everything else, but I'm just saying if you are going to go hang out with some of these folks and everything else, be sure you have at least maybe 3 or 4 black people around you. Okay? And, my heart breaks out. My heart breaks for this family, by the way, too, because they shouldn't be losing their son like that. They really shouldn't be losing their son. And again, just if you have your son and they're going to be going out with them, I would tell them not to go. Sometimes you got to be the authority on this. Put your foot down. You might have to be a little bit like Joe Jackson and everything else. I'm not saying you don't have to have a belt in front of you. No, don't do that. But you're just going to have to tell them the reasons why you shouldn't be hanging out with this type of crew anyway in the first place, because we love you, but we just have some bad feelings about this whole situation. So I'm going to land my plane and let you discuss about this.
I want to say shout out to Floyd Thompson. He says, Roger, we go into a dark alley together, no matter who or what is in that alley. We coming out together. Yay, yay. And I'm going to say shout out to Floyd Thompson. And see, that's what I'm talking about, man. I heard Mike Tyson say it one time. I think he said it best, man. He said, we come out or we don't come out at all. That's the spirit I want to go. I want to go with that spirit, okay? If we got to go somewhere together, we going to come out or we ain't coming out at all. We going to leave it out on the table. Now, I'm not saying I want to die early or anything like that, man. But if something happened and it goes down, it's going down. We're going to give ourselves a fighting chance, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to give ourselves a fighting chance. Now, I got to listen to 3 white people claim they went out with a black guy and everything was good. I'm supposed to believe them. Now, look, this is not me being against white people, y'all. This is not that. I'm just saying this is what's being asked of me and asked of you. 3 white people go somewhere with a black guy. The black guy ends up dead. And I'm supposed to give the 3 white people benefit of the doubt? Now, you don't even have to add the fact that this happened in Mississippi into it. You ain't got to even do that. But once you add the fact that this is Mississippi involved, this is a Mississippi area thing, I'm supposed to give them benefit of it? You got to be kidding me. Why would I give any white people benefit of doubt in a situation where a black guy came up dead and there's a mystery behind it? Why would I give any white person benefit of the doubt? In Mississippi. Again, this is not me ragging on Mississippi. I just don't like white supremacists. Okay?
Yeah. Mississippi.
Well, no. My thing is, this is not a Mississippi thing. This is a white supremacist thing that just so happened to live in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this is where the danger part comes in. When you're hanging with your friends like that, you're going out to an event or just going out to a lake to hang out and just during the summertime and everything else. It's a very dangerous time to do something like that.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say shout out to Link, and I'm going to turn it over to Tunnel Runner. Link says, at the Roger Report Live, I want to know when they're going to talk about all this underage drinking in dry counties. I don't think they're going to ever really talk about that, brother. I'm just keep it real with you. I don't think that's ever going to be the case, that they're going to really talk about that. But I am going to say, if this came out to drinking, the story should be different. Because if he simply drunk too much, fell off a boat or something, and just drowned because he was drinking, what's the mystery? There should not be a mystery if that's what actually happened. Okay, that's what the problem is. There's a mystery. So this is the thing, y'all. We try to give folks benefit of the doubt, and I'm not saying benefit of the doubt is not a okay thing to do from time to time. What I'm saying is I ain't giving 3 white guys benefit of the doubt when you got a dead black man and they don't know what happened. Because keep in mind, according to their story, they don't know what happened. I'm not giving white folks benefit of the doubt like that in no Mississippi. That just don't make sense. I ain't saying they're responsible. I do believe over time they will eventually be found to be responsible. So I'm not saying they're responsible. But what I'm not going to do is give white people, 3 white guys, benefit of the doubt on the mysterious death about a black guy that they was with. That's what I'm not going to do. Benefit of the doubt is good and smart to use from time to time to time. 3 young white men from Mississippi with a mysterious dead black guy, this is not the time to give benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to make that clear to people. This is not the people I'm using my benefit of the doubt with. So as far as I'm concerned, until I see proof that they didn't do it, these are the people that did it. But it's social media. I don't have the authority to quote unquote put that on them. So, we can't even say they allegedly killed him in any particular way, because their story is we wasn't even around them. We left our friend for dead. That's what their story is. Not saying they left him for dead like he was dying at the time, but they said they left him because we're such good friends that we would leave our friend behind. How does that make sense? We're such great friends that we would leave our friend. But let me let Tunnel Runner get a crack in this one. Tunnel Runner, you got it, my brother.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Yes,
brother.
this is excellent because I have been in this situation many times. I have been with others in countries where we don't speak the language, where we be the only black people there, or we might be the only Americans there. Like I said, if you are a friend of mine, I'm going to take care of you. We're going to go together. If you meet somebody, if you want to, I'm going to still be there for you. And I'm going to make sure I'll stop my funds for that, make sure they're safe. And if you are unreasonable, or have a problem with you, I'm going to make sure I don't take you nowhere else with me. But I'm going to make sure if you're my friend, if you're my associate, if you are my brother in a foreign land, you are my brother. And I'm going to try to care you as much as I can.
Okay, stay where you at, brother, because you start borging a little bit. You sound a little bit better right there. So stay where you at. That's what I'm gonna say. I have you landed your plane?
All right.
Have you landed your
Yes.
plane? Okay, just want to be sure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I'm gonna say this, y'all. We all supposed to be able to get along. Okay, the country is actually big enough for everybody in it. We shouldn't be going after people over race issues at this particular time. That don't mean it don't happen. I'm just saying we shouldn't be, But hey, it is what it is, okay? And again, y'all, the question is, and I understand what I'm saying may not sound politically correct to people because people gonna say it's geared toward white people. No, I'm just keeping it real. Why would I trust 3 white guys to tell me a story about a black guy who's mysteriously found dead? See, if they was with the guy and he was dead, then I can give a little more. I could take them a little more serious. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went out together, something bad happened, an accident or whatever the case is. Unfortunately, our black friend died. See, I could at least, look at this story a little bit of a different way. But 3 white people, 3 white guys are telling me that a dead black guy who was their friend done turned up dead and they don't know what happened. I'd probably be dead before I buy that one. I'm just not giving that one to you. Okay. I'm not going to give that one to you. What they said could 100% be the truth, but you're going to have to, we got to find this out. We got to show some evidence that says that this is true. I'm not just going to give them benefit of the doubt. I don't know why any black person would give them benefit of the doubt. No, I ain't gonna lie. I do know why some people would give them benefit of the doubt, because we want to live in a post-racial society where everybody's good and your skin color ain't holding you back. I definitely understand that. We just not there yet. Okay. And I'm not saying they killed them over something racial. May not be racial at all. They might have just had an argument. They might have just had a bad situation. And, you know, a bad thing just happened. People could have just panicked. You know, they might have accidentally did something. He ends up dead. And y'all, we're talking about 18-year-olds with, possibly with a dead body. People panic in these situations sometimes, and they don't want to just tell the truth because they're afraid of all these different possibilities that may go down if they just tell people, yeah, we was with our friend that accidentally died. People be scared. Let's be realistic, y'all. Folks be scared sometimes. They don't want to call in and tell them, yeah, our friend just overdosed or something like that. Not saying that's what it was. I'm just saying people get scared once people start dying, especially 18-year-olds. They ain't really had no experience in life yet. They just got out of childhood. Okay. Now I'm gonna say shout out to Shark Sam. He said, question, what if it was 4 blacks? One doesn't return. Well, the only thing we know about that, it wasn't racially motivated. But see, that's part of my point. At the end of the day, y'all, does this story make any sense? Because let's say all of them was black, well, he said, what if it was 4 black? Do you expect 3 black people to come back with a story where they can't explain what happened to the 4th one? Who would accept that? It's bad enough if all of them was black. Who's going to accept that 4 black friends went out together, 3 come back, but the other 3 can't tell you what happened to the 4th one? Who accepts that? So I understand there is, and I'm not saying people shouldn't argue for a racial peace situation, and we ain't got to say this was racially motivated. Why you got kid? It could have just been a misunderstanding. Something just could have went bad. Somebody, somebody could have drunk too much alcohol, took a pill that they shouldn't have took. A lot of stuff could be in this scenario. But who finna listen to 3 people tell you why the 4th guy didn't come back, and we ain't gonna look at you like you the problem? It's just worse because it's 3 white guys. But let me let this other gentleman get in. We have
and then let me get back in because I think I'm much clearer now.
Okay, well, go ahead, and we'll get Stephen Candy in after you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, what I was saying is, if you are a friend of somebody, if you associate, if you're with somebody, like you say, you go out together, you come back together, and if you have any kind of caring for that person, you're not in that situation. You're going to make sure. I had people who have got drunk and high and lost their minds, and I have took myself out of my fun to make sure those people get back to where they got to go to. And the only thing, and then my next thing is not to take them anywhere if they can't handle themselves. But if you go with somebody, you take them somewhere, whether they get drunk, drive, argue, fight, whatever, you try to make sure they get back home. So actually, that should be your duty, your friends. Make sure they get back home, and then whatever happens to that, they're on their own. But you can leave, like they all go together and come back together.
Okay. Appreciate it. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. You still sounded horrible, but we're gonna march on.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna march on. You sound real good right there, but
I thought it was my headphones, but I changed positions. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, now see, you sound crystal clear right there, but yeah, you sounding horrible, brother. I'm just keep it real with you. All right, Stephen
Okay.
Candy, you got the flow. Where you going with it?
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, brother.
Happy Tuesday.
Uh, I'm gonna need all the Steven from Django to show up to the panel and tap dancing their way out of this one. All of them who were throwing the kid under the bus because he allegedly had a knife. All those who were throwing the kid under the bus because Mr. Chow Meng said he had a gun, that's why he had to kill him. I'm gonna need all of you to pull up now to tap dance around that one. Make it make sense for me, please. It's like a horror movie, you know? The black guy always dies first. The black guy always dies first in the horror movie, yeah? So you go fishing with your buddies. I don't even know why he was there. True being told. That's what happened when you are delusional about how things work in this world. Because for the life of me, I don't understand why a black kid would be on an island surrounded by a bunch of white people. What are you doing there? And oh, what did you know? He doesn't come back. Now none of them are able to tell what happened. What happened to no man left behind? And none of them have been arrested. Does that make sense to you?
Well, I won't say it makes sense to me because it happened in Mississippi.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that's what makes sense to me.
Oh
There
yeah.
are no arrests because it happened in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
In,
just
in
like
some in some places in Mississippi, you are a nobody. You're not somebody. So they didn't leave somebody behind. They left nobody behind. It was.
okay.
I'm saying
yeah,
it could be a mindset of theirs.
yeah.
What-
And
What?
this case again reminds me what happened to this one sister, Tamala Horsford, that died, years back, hanging out with a bunch of these white ladies in Forsyth County, Georgia, which is a sundown town and everything
Yep.
else. I
Well,
mean,
let's be realistic. Let's be realistic, because when you add women to the mix, women do stupid stuff. Women go off, and the thing is, we we got to be realistic. Women go off with men. That's what they do. Okay, right here in the chat, shout out to Trey Bentley. He said 1 year, my female cousin, my brother, and some friends went out to celebrate my bro's birthday, which is December 31st. She met a guy she knew at the club and left with him. She spent New Year's in jail. So they obviously had a rowdy time. But at the end of the day, when you say a woman went off with somebody, that's reasonable. Women do that. But they know women involved. These are men. What man leaves the group? Let's be real about this, y'all. What man lead a group? Now, women gonna go off with people because they gonna meet men. Understood. But what man leads the group? You lead a group when the night is over. Y'all may go home in separate ways or whatever the case is, but that's when the group disbands. When you talking about men, this is female gonna get a guy and hope to do something with the guy. That's gonna happen. But these are men. Now, I'm not gonna even say they killed him deliberately. I'm thinking this may have been an accidental killing, but they don't want to be responsible for this accidental killing. So therefore, we don't know what was happening when he died. We was out of there. We left. He didn't want to come with us. Who don't go with their friends when they leaving the island, y'all? If everybody here who's listening got some friends. You telling me 3 of your best friends? Pick any 3 of your random best friends. If you say you not leaving when the group is leaving, you telling me your friends really finna let you just stay?
Well,
Let's be realistic about this.
where's Great Black Reset? Where you at? I'm gonna need him to come tap dance some distract for me, please.
yeah.
Hey, but Roger, I have been in this situation because I'm certified scuba diver, and I've been with a bunch of white people in the middle of the ocean doing my dive. And you know what? When I got on the boat and I saw all these white people and it's just me, and I know part of that scuba diving is when you get to the bottom, they cut your tank off so that you don't panic for a minute or two, and they turn it back on. I was so glad to see another black man on that boat. We were friends. We were lifelong friends in 5 minutes. And he said the same thing to me. I said, we got all these people around us with two black people, and they gonna cut our tanks off on the bottom of the ocean. And if we don't come back, they're gonna say these niggas can't swim. But we made it back, and we were so happy to see each other. You couldn't believe how happy I was to see somebody else. So when you get in these situations, you got to always remember what my mother told me. Never forget that you're black. Never forget that you're
Yeah.
black,
Nah.
because you could be put in the situation that other people might not be able to you might not be able to survive. So you have to make sure that when you're black, that you put yourself in situations, you look for other people that can help you, and you keep you keep that third eye open. If you got bad feelings, it might be time to get off the boat.
I mean, yeah, if you got a bad feeling, you better listen. I'm just say that. Now I'm gonna say this, y'all. I ain't no Olympic swimmer myself. I can swim well enough to save me. I can't save you. I wouldn't bet money that I can save you. If you need me to save you, you in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. You in trouble. Because I'm a good swimmer, but I don't think I'm good enough to save other people. I am good for me. And I do think black folks should, make an effort to make sure y'all know how to swim. At least good enough for you to save yourself. Now, I'm not gonna drown. Okay, that's just keeping it real. The only way I'm gonna drown is you got to throw me out there in the ocean somewhere where it's just I'm gonna eventually get too tired or something like that. But because I ain't drowning, that's just not happening. You gonna have to push me under the water. I'm not gonna drown. That's just real talk. But my thing is, yeah, his body washed up on shore. We don't know why he's dead yet until we get some autopsy results. So I have not bought into the guy has drowned. It could be the case, though. We can't just throw it out the window. He was found face down in the water. So he could have drowned. Even though he can swim, he could have drowned. And we do have to say, yeah, alcohol could very much have been involved. Okay, so yeah, it's possible he could have drowned. So I don't think people need to get super flared up yet. But what I also wouldn't do is give 3 white men benefit of the doubt. Cause why? They in Mississippi. They with the guy. He don't come back alive. Again, I'm not even saying that they killed him deliberately. But why would I think they didn't kill him? To me, this is probably just a bad situation where people went to party and they killed their friend and they just don't want to admit that they killed their friend. People have done this time and time again. This is not something that does not happen. People kick it. They do stuff they know they shouldn't be doing. Drinking, which, there's been admissions to drinking based on the reports that I've seen. There's been admissions to drinking. Now, I don't know what else they've been doing besides drinking, but, nowadays, it's a little bit more prevalent that people are taking pills and, it was acid involved or it was meth involved. I don't know what was involved. But at the end of the day, this is not going to be the first time that some people went with somebody and killed their friend and didn't want to take responsibility for killing their friend. Because folks don't want to do they don't want to do time for manslaughter or something like that. And then one young man, his mom's a judge. So it would look bad on the family for him to have to admit that he killed his friend. I think that's all that really happened. It's just they went out to have a good time. They killed a friend. And now they want to cover it up. That's what I truly believe happened at this particular point. Now, if they come back and say, well, he did actually drown in the autopsy report, see, I can accept that. If he's got a bunch of alcohol or something in his system, I can accept that. If they say he got other drugs in
Roger,
the systems, I can accept that.
Roger.
Go ahead.
I heard that one of the white boys who was with him. His mother is a judge in the county.
Yeah.
Mm. Eh.
Well, yeah, I was just saying that. I was just saying one of them mother is a
Yeah.
judge. So I understand why they don't want to admit that they killed a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now, if you're the son of a judge, do you want to go back home and say, yeah, well, we partied too much and we accidentally killed our friend? Do you want to say that?
I mean, if that's the truth.
Now, we talking about white people and you got a mother that's a judge. You're not going to want to come home and say that. Okay? And you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this could very much be a situation where nobody was mad at each other and it wasn't foul play like that. They were just being 18-year-olds and somebody died. But it happened to be the black guy, which don't make it look good. Even on they should have enough of an understanding to say it don't look good that we killed the black guy. They should have enough. I mean, they're 18. They should be able to figure this out at this particular point because you're from the Mississippi area. Mississippi don't have a bunch of great stories about black people and white people together. That ain't what Mississippi known for. So at the end of the day, they probably just killed a friend and don't want to take the responsibility of saying, we know what? We did X, Y, and Z, and he died. We gave him this pill and he died. You know, it's probably just one of those situations, and they just got rid of the body by throwing it in the water.
Yep.
You know, that's what I
And the
think
thing is,
actually happened.
That's what I think too. That's what I think. I think he got drunk and everything else. He may have put something or put something in his drink or something, and something happened and he ended up dying.
Yeah. And he may never, they may never face justice on this particular situation because this is also the thing. If he come back with a bunch of stuff in his system, they gonna brush that off and say, "Hey, that was your son. He took that on his own. It's on him, and he died." So they may never face justice.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think because I don't know anything bad about the young man's character. I just know they white. So my thing is, without knowing something bad about their character, this could just be a case where we and our friends, we kicked it too much. We done killed our friend. And now we need to make sure we don't go down for killing our friend. And they just threw him overboard. That's what I really believe happened. They went somewhere with a boat and they just threw him overboard. And he eventually washed back in. And, we'll see what the autopsy say.
Hey,
and Roger, most
Roger.
most black people don't have a boat. Most black people are not these big time fishermen and aquamen and all this stuff. Boating can be very dangerous. That's why they tell you if you should have a life vest on all the time while you're on the boat. Even when you get on land, you might want to wear the until you are back safe at home at port. You need to keep your life vest on. You need to stay away from the propellers. Drinking and swimming can be a dangerous thing. Drugging and swimming can be a dangerous thing in the middle of the ocean. So you have to be super safe when you're out there, and
And you better
especially if
learn
you're
how to
out there with
swim too.
a bunch of people that's not your family. So you have to be super safe. You might be the one that if they drinking 5 or 6 beers, you might want to have none. So
Exactly.
you just have to really watch yourself out there in the ocean, because
And you
most of
better
us are
learn.
not big time swimmers and stuff like that, scuba divers certified and all that kind of stuff. So be very,
We
very
better learn
careful.
how to swim. We better learn how to swim too.
They
We
didn't.
better
They
learn
didn't.
how to
They
swim.
didn't. Let me ask you this.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't put a gun next to him this time.
Was there what next to him?
They didn't put a gun next to him this time.
This ain't that kind of story, brother. This ain't that kind of story. But yeah, let's let this other gentleman get in. Great Black Reset has come up, so let's let him get the mic. And it looks like we got Twist and Shout coming up too, so he can get in right after Great Black Reset. Great Black Reset, brother. Go ahead. You got the mic, brother. I guess they want you to have it.
What's happening, fella? I know y'all don't want Uncle Ruckus to get up here, but goddamn it, I'm getting in here anyway. Getting in here anyway. That nigga guilty. I got the rope right here. No, uh, I apologize if I covered anything you guys already covered because I was listening to the news story. The boy that their parents on the boat killed this guy 100%. 100%. If you think about in this day and age, all right, they're saying that he told
real quick,
yes,
for purposes of the show, can you turn off the turn signal?
yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate
Uh, Roger want me to be maneuvering in traffic without signaling. So if I get a ticket, I expect Roger to pay it. But anyway, um, um, his witness testimony is that the boy met a girl and said he was gonna catch another boat with a friend because he wanted to hang out with this chick. Okay, cool. I met a chick, right? But I left my phone with you, right? I'm 8 miles away from shore. But I'm gonna leave my phone. I'm gonna go off with the chick, but I'm gonna leave my phone with you. That don't make no sense. No teenager these days, nobody, not even adults, 30, 40, 50 years, nobody goes anywhere without their phone. Not willingly. He didn't say, hey, we all left our phones on the boats and he just forgot to come back and get the phone. Even if that was the case, I meet you back at the boat. Boom. I'm gonna grab my phone. Hey fellas, I'm gonna catch somebody else. I'm gonna call my pops and tell them, hey, I'm coming back with another group because we got this rule at the house. See, they didn't know about the rule at the house. So they told a lie that didn't make no sense. And then when the mother recovers the phone, because leave it to a black woman to find your phone. They got a magical power of finding your phone. She finds his phone, and there is no pictures, no videos on TikTok or nothing like that, which is something he normally does and does on a regular basis. All these kids are always recording everything that they do and all this stuff, bro. This stuff is ludicrous. This dude is obviously guilty. He knows what happened to this boy, and he probably killed him. I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure that at least the kid that on the boat, he's responsible.
Okay, let me
He's
let me let me ask
responsible.
you let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
They didn't
Go
sp-
ahead.
they didn't sprinkle some crack on them?
Hey, man, they might have. They might have, but I'm with you
If
guys. If
if they
they find
if they
anything wrong with the autopsy, it's gonna be ruled. It's gonna be ruled that it was an accident.
they didn't put a knife next to him. If they did
Hey
put a knife
man,
next to him, that'll make it go with right foot. It would have been a justified killing.
Well,
if they put a cigarette next to him, it's out of there. If they say, hey, he had too much nicotine, they're gonna say it was an accident.
well, I'm gonna say this. It's to me, this is gonna be a very difficult situation because you're not really gonna even be able to get justice. Because I'm gonna say this: if they find anything in this system, if they find any drug in this system, this is gonna be brushed off that he was high and he drowned.
Yep.
You know, so that's the crazy part about
Yep,
this.
exactly.
You're not really gonna get justice. Well, I don't want to say that it's not gonna happen, but I'm just saying from a realistic standpoint, I don't see where justice will come from because if they did kill him and he took anything that night, and you know how friends are trying to get you to do what they doing so they can feel
Right.
better about what they doing. Look, I know it's oxycontin, but just try a little. You know what I'm saying? We use it all the time. So they find anything in the system, they just gonna, hey, well, it was something in the system. He probably couldn't swim as well as he needed to. So it is what it is at that point. You know, so I don't know what black folks are gonna really hope in this particular situation. See, for me, it's more of an issue that nobody's even trying to get to the bottom of this. But I mean, it's Mississippi. Why would they? But let me turn it over to Twist and Shout real quick, and let's see where he going with it. Twist and Shout. So you,
I'm a
aka,
hard act. I'm a hard act to follow. You can't blame him, bro. You can't blame
do you know you're on mute?
He gone.
Okay, he
He
gone.
dropped
Okay,
out.
yeah,
Hey,
he
but
having some
I've been in
difficulties.
countries where I was the only black man. I couldn't speak the language. I I I couldn't see, and I I go with my antennas up. I'm looking for a situation because I know, like I say, anything happens, it was just a dumb Negro, So I try to make sure you have to use safety as part of your travel. Um, as when you're traveling, you have to have safety as part of your toolbox. That should be the first thing that you worry about. Look for safety when you're around a bunch of these people, different people. You can't speak the language. You have to make sure that you get yourself home, and you cannot permit yourself to put in any situations. You can't be using no drugs, no alcohol, until you know that you are somewhat safe. And even when you feel safe and you feel comfortable, you still got to keep that third eye open.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say shout out to Sirius Ra. He says that's why they haven't released the autopsy report and toxicology report. No, I'm gonna say this, y'all. That the people, as I was looking at stuff, it says to get the toxicology, normally it takes a few weeks. So it'll be a little while before we find out what happened. So maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, we might hear something about some kind of report. But they say it takes a few weeks to get the toxicology report. So um, I don't know if that's going to help the situation any, because I think if he has anything, especially if anything besides alcohol in the system, it's just going to be that much easier to brush it off as he drowned because he wasn't coherent. You know, that's where the game goes. And sometimes they don't really give you an idea of how much of something was in somebody's system. They just said it was there. If we can't get an idea of how much was in the system, don't really have nothing to judge against. But let's turn it over to Twist and Shout, and let's see if he gonna really do something with the mic this time. Go ahead, my brother.
Peace, y'all. How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, we all right.
Peace.
We all right. Hope you all right.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm definitely all right. Um, I definitely gotta say RIP to this young man. And I was kind of on the fence, more leaning to the maybe he might have messed up and just got too drunk doing drugs and fell in the water. Just some nonsense happened. You can't negate the theory of him getting some coochie and he leaving his crew, because that is something men do too. Men will leave the bunch for some snatch. But Great Black Reset said a lot of things that made me sway back to the other side as far as that phone. And in order for them to get in his phone and erase everything, they have to had the body with them, because you're just not cracking nobody code like that. That's just, these kids they got the facial recognition. Ain't no more code words no more. So you had to have had his body in order to even get all of that stuff and scrape it off of that phone. So it's a lot of stuff going on that we just gonna have to sit back and wait on. But I definitely think if it was some foul play going on, the rest of them is going to crack. Somebody going to crack and somebody going to start talking. Just give it some time and give it some pressure. Somebody going to crack, because looking at them, they don't look like they uncrackable. So somebody's definitely going to crack.
But let me throw this out there. One of them does have a mother that's a judge. Now these are white people. So now my real expectation of white people, if there's some foul play involved, those three white families will get together and they will talk amongst each other. And the truth will come out amongst, you know, maybe the three guys and maybe I'm gonna say six parents. So we got 9 people. 9 people may find out exactly what's going on. But when you got a judge there, she gonna know how to help them maneuver in this particular situation. If there was some foul play going on, I'm just keeping it real. So I don't want to say he won't get no justice if there's foul play, but I see a lot of ways for justice to not happen. I'll say that. I see ways to get around justice in this particular case. And I do want to know, and I do believe they should make it public, how does his phone even open?
I
Is
don't.
it a finger? Is it a fingerprint? Is it a facial recognition? Is it a code? Or is it all three?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
And
it's just
Roger,
I would,
I saw his girlfriend and the girl he was trying to talk to. I want y'all people to understand jealousy is a green-eyed monster. Okay?
yes, about to
You
say
have
that.
to be when you in that situation, because I have been in that situation. I don't trust nobody as far as I can draw 'em. You have to be when you're doing that situation. You got to check yourself. You got to make sure you're okay because people get jealous and will do things to you because it looked like one of the other guys that were on his three amigos might have been liking the girl that he was trying to talk to. So you never
That's
know what
Yes.
happened. They got
and
you on a boat away from everybody, and you trying to talk to a girl that he's trying to talk to, or he might that he just likes, and you
what,
liking
what,
and she liking you. You got to be very
what
careful.
I'm
Exactly. Yep.
hold on. I want to say this now because I've told y'all there's presentation, then there's information. Did anybody hear anything that confirmed this girl even exists?
I haven't. So
no,
No,
no.
there
I
was
haven't.
the girl
Yes.
when
Yes,
they
it
got
is.
back, she's the one that said
No,
that
no,
he
no.
was
I'm
talking to
saying
her.
I don't want to confuse stuff. I'm talking about a girl he supposedly went off with. I have heard no
No.
confirmation that this girl even exists. And I'm saying this because a lot of people we get focused on stuff that amounts to be nonsense. You don't pay attention to the stuff that's actually present. I don't know of a girl that he went off with. I don't know that girl's name. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard any confirmation this woman even exists. That's a story that three white men told. And my thing is, why would I believe them?
Mm. Yeah, and how would you believe some of these other people are coming up saying that they know this man and they're going up on camera and saying that I don't think this is a racial thing and all that type of stuff.
What?
because there is
Learned, I
room.
just I
There
just
is.
learned that
What?
yeah, the
What?
family came out and
What?
say we don't
What?
know that
Well, hold on,
individual.
hold on. My thing is, let's not cloud stuff up
Yeah.
with a bunch of random people's opinion. They don't have to believe it's racial. It may not have been racial. They may have just accidentally killed their friend. It
Yeah.
just happens to be a black guy. That's the friend that died. I think this is just a situation where they was doing stupid stuff as young men. One person dies, and now they don't want to take responsibility for the fact that they was there when he died.
Because you
All
got
they
I,
had to do
I,
was call and say he
I agree.
overdosed or whatever.
I agree with Roger's assessment,
yeah.
and Roger brought up something that I was going to bring up, and he put it very eloquently. For you to get into any of these apps, just think about your own phone. What are the different type of security measures you have to get into your phone? At the least, you're going to have a fingerprint or facial recognition, if not a code. I
Right.
believe they used his dead body to open up his phone to get rid of whatever videos they had.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And for the race, they could I could see where they would go without the racial thing because you got 18-year-olds liquor and you got it's 2026. They taking Molly, they taking Percocets, they taking
Mm.
Fannies, they getting effed up now. They all kinds of drugs they using these days. And y'all on a boat, anything
Yeah,
can happen. But
Yeah.
when we got these little intricate parts like how they get into that phone without a body, now we gotta leave all that other stuff behind. Something went down.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm
and
with
y'all have to
Roger. They
remember the
panicked.
body was missing for a day and a half because
Yep.
after
These are
they found
children.
him,
They
there was no
panicked.
body there
I'm
until
not
the
saying it's a
day after.
racial issue at all.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think for
let
the
me
Go
public
ahead.
is
let me ask you a serious question. If it was three black guys and one white friend, and the white friend turned up dead after they went partying for one night, one of these three black guys be in prison as
Like
well?
you
They
break
be in jail right now.
you
They
break
be
He
in
in
jail right
jail.
now.
yeah, yeah. He
He'll
was
be in
just
I
saying
heard
jail.
what he said.
if you
yeah,
change the races, would the black guys get in some kind of trouble? Yes,
yeah,
they
yeah.
will automatically be arrested as suspects because the simple fact that they was with the dead guy. It's that simple. This is not really a hard thing to do. So that's why I say the law enforcement ain't really trying to do their part. It's an automatic thing that you arrest the three people that's with the dead guy. because they're automatically suspects. If you're actually trying to solve a crime, they're gonna automatically be suspects. You
And
know.
Roger, for the record, you can tell how long that body was in the water. You can tell if that body died in the water. You can tell if the body was dead and put in the water. You can tell
Mm-hmm.
all that. You can tell all that from an autopsy. So thank God they did. They got their money together to get an independent autopsy. But like you said, the toxicology and all that stuff got to come back. The time will tell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna say timing does matter because it's gonna be when these guys made they move. I think this was a situation where we got a dead body. Now one of us got a call and let the authorities know we have a dead body. And I'm just gonna say for 18-year-olds, that's gonna be a hard road to cross. Who gonna actually pick up that phone and call the police and say, "Yeah, we out here party, we drinking, we drugging, we know we ain't supposed to, and now we got a dead body, and we need y'all to come fix this." Who gonna make that phone call? That's a tough call for anybody. I'm just keeping it real. That's a tough call to make. Okay, so a lot of people, I think they would just panic, especially if one is the son of a judge. And you're gonna eventually
call your
figure out
mama first.
we need to toss this body over. We just need to toss this body so they can't connect it to us, and then we'll just. I mean, I just think they came up with a bad plan. That's what I believe. It was a bad plan they came up with, but we gonna see how it goes. But I got to get two other guys in. Dr. Africa has appeared, and Jado is coming in behind them. So let's give the mic to the esteemed Dr. Africa. You got it, my brother. The esteemed Dr. Africa has been given the mic. He's not doing anything. You're on mute, brother. You're on mute.
Might have to
Dr.
unmute him,
Africa
Roger.
going once. Dr. Africa going twice. What? Did he just drop off? I guess he did.
He dropped
So,
off.
Yeah. Hey,
Jado?
Roger, now I'm going to change my name to Dr. South America.
I guess
Shine,
that's okay.
Shine Bryant gonna make sure you get the degrees too.
Jado, you got the mic, my brother. You got the mic. Go ahead.
All right, what up, Roger? What up, fellas?
And I'm gonna say y'all real quick, y'all. Shout out to Trey Finley. He said, "Turn off that turning signal." Look, man, his turns are
bro.
extra long. That's all. You know, his
Hey,
turns
man.
are extra long.
That
He
boy been going in a circle. That boy just going in a circle, man. 360 degrees, man.
Going in the
Y'all just don't like safe drivers. Y'all don't like safe drivers. That's what
How
it
long is that
No,
light,
you don't.
brother? How long is that light, man?
I'm saying we definitely want you to be safe, but golly. All right, go ahead, Jado.
Hey, salute to
Just tell the
everybody,
audience stay out
man.
my business. Stay out my business.
Have my DNA. Yeah, man. I definitely have to admit this. It sounds suspicious, man. Definitely sounds suspicious. But man, I think, man, this is the latest episode, man. Where this is I guess the so-called unaliving mystery with some racial overtones and undertones.
Hey, I'm gonna insist that we not use dumb words, okay? And I know what you're doing, and I appreciate it. I'm not attacking you, but I insist that we not subscribing to the dumb word stuff. No.
What word can I use, Raj? I'm just trying to be careful.
Use the word. Don't worry about that. Use the word.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't like using it personally. I just do it out of respect.
And I appreciate it. I do appreciate
yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the latest murder mystery with some racial overtones and undertones. And I think, man, it's become pornography for Black and white people. Because ultimately, let's say, and I'm just presenting some hypotheticals here. Let's say this guy or one of them boys or all of them are charged. They go to jail. I mean, they are charged, and let's say they walk. Let's say they're found not guilty, or let's say they're found guilty and given some significant time. What does that change with Black people as a whole? What do we do? What exactly do we do from there? Are we saying what do we do? Either way, what's the next move for black people as a whole? You know what I'm saying? That's my I just I don't know. I'm just kind of at a loss of words. I do want justice. I want the truth to come out about this young man. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to his family. Because he just on the surface level, he seems like a great young man. He seems like a great young man. I remember me partying right around the age of this this young man as well with a group of my friends, and we lost. This is pre cell phone or before cell phones were as developed as we didn't. None of us had cell phones at the time. Let me just put it that way. And I lost one of my dear friends. Man, we lost him. We lost him, and we weren't on the water. We were in a big city. We lost the homie, man. Luckily, we got he turned up the next day. I mean, I'm talking about late afternoon the next day. But we did lose him, man. And I did every effort to try to find him, but could not find him. He had a great story for us the next day, but yeah, I lost a homeboy, man. So I'm just saying, like, what black people, what do we do? Let's say, the evil white man struck again. What's next for us, though? What's our next chess move? To just keep on with the same old, same old? Or are we going to do something amongst each other to, I guess, right these wrongs? And I guess I'll end right there. Thanks for having me out, Raj.
That was strong, brother. That was strong, brother.
Right. It was all right. It was all right. Okay, it was all right. Well, I'm glad that your friend was found and he wasn't dead. Okay, because you said he had a great story to tell. So that's the difference. When the black people lose the homie, he come back with a great story. The white people lose the homie, he wash up dead. That's a heck of a comparison. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I ain't saying that's what you meant to do, but that's a heck of a comparison. Dr. Africa, paging Dr. Africa. Are you in the building? This guy, he's something else.
Hakuna Matata on line one.
Dr. Africa, this is the time we'll be giving you a chance to tell your story. Get your statement in, brother. Okay, I'm just going to have to say he's going to join us when he's ready. That's all.
Roger, can I throw in one more thing, man? I think we're of the age where a lot of us probably watched Scooby-Doo as children, right?
Exactly.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There, go ahead.
All right, Roger, please introduce me again.
Yes, okay. Paging Dr. Africa. Paging the esteemed Dr. Africa. You have the floor.
All right. Shout out to you, Roger. Hope everybody's doing well. We selling bean pies 2 for $5. You can find me every Sunday on Martin Luther King Boulevard, or Malcolm X Boulevard. We hit y'all niggas with the 1995 special. So come out, get your motherfucking bean pies. So first, I want to say this. This is what happened when you're around pigs and swine. See, look at this, Black America. Look at this picture. Black America, does this picture even look right to you? If this picture looks right to you, nigga, you done lost your mind. Look at this picture. Does this even look right? You see, because when that white man is the only one around niggas, what you get? You get an Eminem or you get a Tommy from Power. When that white man is around a bunch of niggas, he gets embraced and loved. Right? But Black America, they made it. Right? Living in white neighborhoods. Living next to Karen and Jeanette. You made it. But this is the price. Your kids are in danger. Your kids get bullied. Your kids go get missing. Right? But hey, you know what? I made it. I live in a white neighborhood.
Hallelujah.
Right? All these and all these niggas up here, happy, skinning and grinning. Why? Because he's the only one. But guess what it costs you, black man? Guess what it costs you, black woman? Now y'all sitting up here on TV crying. But hey, you made it, right? See, and see, this is what and see everybody up here on this panel, pork eating niggas, up here talking about, oh, we don't know this and that. Of course he gonna go missing. Is this the first time we seen on TV only one nigga and then he go missing? What happened 5 years ago when that nigga went to Greece with all his white homeboys?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Right? This is see Tunnel Ronald. See, these niggas don't know, right? All they talking about is living next to Whitey. But this is what you get. And after today, I have to say, man, Jado, you're a white man. And I'm
Wait, can I say something to what he said, Roger? If that's cool.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I want to say this. And see, that's why Broncos not even on the panel. Because not that nigga live around where he at. And where Broncos at. Listen.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so it's real. It's like an ill situation that Dr. Africa has described, and it's funny because when I seen your I was watching some stuff on YouTube, and like on Saturday, like a famous Rucker basketball player got killed, like dead on the court, shot in the head. 2 other people killed, and it's like a family will get their stuff together, and they'd be like, you know what, we got to move out of the hood. And then they'll move somewhere like this, and then something like this happens. And I was thinking to myself, I said, it's really nowhere you are safe in America. You're not safe in Black in America. And then you know you're not safe in Round Cracker America. Like, so what do you do?
No, you're not even safe abroad. You're not safe abroad.
Exactly. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah. What happened in Greece and everything else. Yeah.
I'm gonna
you
say
can't even go to the concert too.
I'm gonna say it's all about where you want to get benefit of the doubt. I live in the hood, ain't got no plans of leaving, going to an area that's, I mean, if I get, if I got millions on top of millions, then yeah, you kind of have to leave the hood at that particular point.
But why do you have to leave the hood?
You shouldn't have to leave the hood, but I'm gonna say this. My thing is, you got to pick where you're going to give benefit of the doubt. I chose to give benefit of the doubt to my people instead of giving benefit of the doubt to some white folks.
But you got rich and now you're going to give the benefit of the doubt to
if I get too rich, I don't trust nobody because it's just about money at that point. That's all that is.
But you still move out the Black hood. Am I correct in saying that, Roger, or am I wrong?
If I get too rich, I ain't trying to have no neighbor like around me close anyway. I ain't trying to have neighbor. You know,
But Black Guru lives in well-off upper-class Black neighborhoods. There's upper-class Black neighborhoods. Huge who come from upper-class Black neighborhoods.
Okay, if I get rich as I want to be, then I'll talk to Black Guru and try to sneak wherever he might be at or something.
No, I was just saying earlier, like, I know when we talk about this phone thing, and I'll just mention Scooby Doo. Like, maybe those white kids are just that dumb. Why wouldn't they just toss the phone? Why would they keep the phone?
They are that dumb. They panicked.
They're the white supremacists, and they're that dumb.
They're that
they're
dumb,
supreme,
bro.
but they're dumb.
See, I don't think this is a case of white supremacy amongst them. I think there's some white supremacy going on with the fact that the police ain't investigating the way they should. I think there's some white supremacy going on there, but these are just random black kids, random white kids.
Are these kids, and also, are they kids? I don't think they're kids, fellas, technically. Maybe I'm wrong.
They're 18 years old. They're 18.
So fellas, we gotta, like, can we keep a standard, man? Like, we got to keep it across the board, man. I think they're over 18. Maybe there were some children there. I'm not saying there weren't. Go ahead, fellas.
I think all the ones in question had just, I think they're all 18-year-olds, so they're all technically men. They're considered college kids, because that's why I say they in that bubble, because they considered college kids. But I think they're all 18.
So they weren't minors. Am I right? They're technically adults.
Trail Bentley is saying 17, 18, and 19. So, so maybe that
Listen,
maybe
we
one
need
just
a
hadn't had their birthday yet. You
we
know.
need a new rule on Roger Report. Jado comes in, he has to go
Yeah, cut them off,
last
God.
because he gonna come
Cut
in and
them
turn the
off,
lights
Lord.
Look
on
at God.
Cut
every
them off,
time. You
Lord.
know what I'm saying?
Won't he do it?
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
All right, he was right on time because we didn't even hear you, brother. We didn't even hear you. But we got one more guy we got to get in. We got Bailey Starks in the building, so we got to get him in real quick, and then we can continue. My brother Bailey Starks, you got the mic.
Yeah, Roger, thanks for having me up, man. First off, man, this seems like the parents of these white kids are all in cahoots to try to cover this up. I mean, there's no way in the world, too, on July 4th, they're the only boat out there. There's probably other boats that seen what was going on, where everybody might have been partying in one location. And, the precursor probably happened on the beach before everybody set sail. Then the ruckus ensues and somebody else witnesses it. It was allegedly rumored that the best friend found out the boat was missing a couple of hours later once, the ruckus all kind of calmed down a little bit. But the boat was gone. Everybody else's boat was there, but that particular boat was gone that they were on. And, they said also, it's being said that the boat sank and that's how he drowned. But how can you move a boat? There has to be a tow person to get the boat, transport the boat back to the house. If the boat sank, it sank. You ain't going to get that boat until the morning if you want to get the boat. And of course, who's the towman? Who's the suspected girl, the supposed girl that he was supposed to be meeting up with? All the parents have different stories. But what's going to bite everybody in the ass, which if everybody hasn't noticed, throughout this country, they want to build more data centers. They're building data centers for cloud storage. So whatever's on these phones or everybody's phones or even Nolan's phone can be accessed. So that's going to tell the tale. Even the judge did something to her account. And the parents had links to the other kids' accounts as well. Mm-hmm. To know their location, know what they're doing, know your social medias. And who does not post anything on the 4th of July? Being kids, 17, 18, 19-year-olds. Who doesn't post they're turning up? Who doesn't post that they're having a good time? Might not be drinks in some of the pictures, but, at least I'm posting I'm having a good time. So none of this, no documentation of a 2026 July 4th for these 4 people. And I land my plane there.
I would say reasonable point because this social media is the world these folks are kind of growing up into. Okay, and 2014 is when social media really kind of took off. We're in 2026. That's 12 years ago. So if you 18 years old, okay, and it took off 12 years ago, social media is how you grew up. So you're gonna post all kinds of stuff here and there. It's however much we into it, they got to be far more into it than us, and we got to have that as an understanding. So again, though, I don't think this was a racially motivated killing. I think over time we may figure out that they just accidentally killed a friend, and now you got this situation where somebody got to pick up the phone and call the police.
Now,
Who's gonna do that?
Yeah, this is what I want to say is that, and shout out to the honorable Dr. Umar. This ain't just okay. We gonna lynch a nigga. This is odd man out, and this is just being in white behavior, right? White behavior is risky shit because being a white man is boring sometimes. You got, especially them. They come from wealthy families. It's boring. You get everything you want. When you get everything you want, it's boring. So you do crazy, risky shit, especially at 18, 19 years old. And the crazy thing is this is the age of social media. Just like you see photos of boats in the background of them, I'm pretty sure this nigga is in the background of some other photos because everybody's taking pictures. So the fact that the police are not canvassing other people's phones from other boats is insane. But then again, right? The family got clout. Some families are judges and successful businessmen, whatever. You're going to protect your children. That's the bottom line. Now, I do think, they probably got white boy wasted, and somebody probably bet somebody. It was probably a bet gone wrong or a dare gone wrong, and then now this nigga's floating at the bottom of the water or on top of the water, and everybody scrubbed his shit. That's all that's happened. But at the end of the day, it was a nigga that lost his life. So we not gonna trade a youthful white boy's life for a nigga. Now that's not how America works.
Yeah, that don't even add up, right? That don't even add up.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, you know what? I think you said something very key that I probably should have said myself earlier. They got white boy wasted. And when you black, you can't necessarily handle being white boy wasted.
Oh no, you can't. That ain't that. That's another level, Roger. That is
Yeah,
another
I
level,
can, damn it.
boy.
That is another level.
That's another level. I've been there.
That's
I
me.
survived. I'm a white boy wasted survivor, and that's some shit, boy.
See, and that's why, and brother Jado, man, I'm a little bit disappointed, man. You sounded white over there, but hey, let us know what white boy wasted is about, because brother, I'm a little disappointed in your commentary.
I'm actually white, man. I'm actually been fooling you guys this whole time, bro.
He's John Cage. He's John Cage. No, I mean,
I got another thing that'll prove that this boy died on that boat that he went on. Just like Mr. Africa said, everybody's got phones, everybody's got camera. If he died on the island like they said he did, or he didn't come back with them, man, all kinds of people would have videos and pictures of dead bodies. Anytime anything happens, though, the first thing everybody does is flip out their phones. Whether you're dead, dying, getting arrested, whatever. If there's no videos, nowhere, he died on that boat because only those three people saw him die.
No, or he could have died in a room somewhere with them, and they dumped the body. That's why I said when that autopsy come, you could tell if he died of drowning. You could tell all of that stuff. You could tell how long he was alive on land and put in the water. All that's gonna come out. They just got to have a person that's gonna do the autopsy and tell the truth.
Yeah, well, they're getting the private. They're getting the private autopsy. The state of Mississippi's doing it, and then they're doing a private one too, a second one.
Well, I'm gonna say this too: you can fool the autopsy, but you have to be fast enough. Because if a person died, you would have to instantly throw them in the water for stuff to match up right. If you let them sit there an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, then stuff is gonna start to get a little bit off. But I'm gonna say I do believe white boy wasted is an issue because it is something we have a term for. So when you say white boy wasted, we're not talking about getting wasted like other people get. We're talking about getting white boy wasted. That's why the term exists. It's a different level of getting messed up. And if a black guy try to be white boy wasted, I'm gonna say, and to me that's just one of those things. He might have definitely tried to get white boy wasted, and it just didn't work out for him. He wouldn't be the first black guy to die trying to get white boy wasted. It happened.
Because we gotta understand something, right?
That's my white boy wasted.
When niggas get drunk, what do? We sit back in the couch, contemplating about the black man plight in America. When white boys get drunk, oh, bro, I dare you to put your finger in the lion's mouth, or I dare you to draw a dick on this dude's face, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, they get wild.
Yeah, we don't take it the same way they take it. Because I will admit, there was a time that I actually got so drunk I blacked out. That scared the bejesus out of me because I woke up naked, okay? Now, luckily, I was drinking at home. Luckily, I was drinking at home. But bro, I woke up naked. Okay. Now my friends, they had to tell me the story. I got so drunk, started throwing up, all kinds of stuff was going. And they basically took my clothes off because I'm throwing up all over the place and threw a towel. They threw some towels and stuff down and covered me up and all that. But I'm in the bed naked. Now, luckily, these are people I really, really trust. But what was my reaction to that? If that would have happened amongst any other group of people, they could have did anything they wanted to me. I ain't never got that drunk again. I ain't never got
Sure.
close to that again. That was scary to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was people that knew me, I'm gonna say people that really rock with me, that actually love me, because they wouldn't leave me in the island and go home without me. Not those kind of people. But that did tell me if I ever got that messed up again, anybody could do anything to me. You know, so you talk about raping somebody, anything could have happened to me at that particular time. That wasn't the best memory for me. So I will never get messed up like that again.
Yeah, that's a task. White boy wasted. I got Knicks won the finals wasted. That was a whole nother level too in itself. But I'm still here to tell the story. So yeah, man. Like, and then you on that water. But like I said, I don't think he passed away in the water because how you getting in the phone with the facial recognition, et cetera, et cetera, et
No,
cetera.
I think he
That's
died.
what I'm gonna say. Hey, why did he do that? How did he do that? He was dead.
I think he died. I think he died doing a stupid bet. That's what I think.
I
And
think what
Roger,
I do too. I think he did some. I guess he got into some type of game with these guys, did his bet and everything else, and then that's what happened. Either
gonna
it,
got
be
Okay, but
it, it
Roger, his
No,
mindset
I
was
think he
that
was.
his
I'm
mindset
sorry,
was that he
Tyrone. Go
was
ahead.
going to go. He left his keys, his car keys, in his car at his friend's house. The father had to go to the one of his friend's house to get the car. And when he first asked him about the keys, they didn't know where it was. And then one of the younger brothers told him the keys were in the house. And he went back because he was drunk and passed out, one of his friends, so that he had to go back in there and get the keys so he could get the car.
well,
But that
I'm
was
gonna
his
say,
plan, was to go back home to get his keys to drive his car. You know, if you leave your keys somewhere, you expect him to go back, get him back, come back with those people so that you can leave.
yeah, and I'm gonna say, to my understanding, the father did go pick the car up, and they didn't tell. They told the dad in the beginning that they didn't have the keys to the car, and then I heard it was a young lady who actually informed him. Now the keys is like on the video games. It's like they had a PlayStation or something. The keys are on the PlayStation, whatever. So the father was able to get the vehicle and take it home. So yeah, he definitely planned on coming back. You know, but yeah, I mean, this is a black guy. What black guy don't plan on coming back? But I'm gonna say, I don't think this was a case of quote unquote foul behavior. Like, I mean, like a foul. I don't think it's a case of foul play, as they call it. I think
It
it's just a
wasn't
case of
malicious.
foul behavior
Yeah.
after he died. It wasn't foul play. They was doing young people stuff. It got out of hand. He died, and now the foul play came in because they wouldn't call the police and tell nobody, and they just left him. And I do believe they threw him in the water. I think that's a very reasonable thing. I don't believe this black guy gets drunk while he's swimming, so I think they threw him in the water.
Thank you. Let me ask you all this. So, you're a point there as the wife temper.
I'm not hearing you. I'm not. You gotta say that, and you definitely gotta say it louder.
Hey,
All right.
Sixty-third
that's a good
Mobile got
Lord.
him.
That's a good Lord.
All right, then let's get Bronk in real quick since Bronk then came up. Bronk, what you got for us?
What up, Roger? What up, chat? What up, panel?
what up? What
Man,
up?
Reset, man, I'm so proud of you today, man. And Shark, I'm just proud of you for agreeing with Reset. I thought y'all Negroes was gonna get up here cooning, man. I thought I was gonna have to come up here and be Uncle Tom and look out for the good old black folks. And I thought you niggas was gonna be Sanborn, but you surprised me. And I'm proud of y'all niggas, man. Hot sauce, appreciate you always holding it down, brother. Love your take on this situation, but you ain't have to call me out like that, man. You know why I gotta live out here with these white folks. They ain't giving my kids a good education out there with them black folks right now. So gotta do what I gotta do. Can't afford to send them all to private school right now, man. Man, gotta find a way. Man, I spent this morning looking at the representation in office in Jackson County, Mississippi. And man, I'm heartbroken. There is not a black circuit judge. There is not a black prosecuting attorney. There is not a black sheriff. There is not a black chief deputy. There is not a black captain, lieutenant. All white faces. All white faces. This is the deepest. This is the deepest South. You can let me get my 2 minutes. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off. This is the deepest southern part of Mississippi that you can be in. The county itself is named after Andrew Jackson. I don't think this young man is gonna get justice, man. I think everyone in that county is gonna do everything they can to sweep this under the rug and let whoever did this get away. I hope that's not the outcome. I hope that the truth starts to come out. But I don't see any incentive for it to when I look at the representation of that particular county. I'm laying my plane there for now, man, but I got a lot more to say about this.
Good point. You're
Hey,
right.
fellas, I just want. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This nigga came up here and act like he didn't know this is Mississippi. I'm shocked in the ball. This is Mississippi. And you want to know why they ain't got no black representation? And then you got Ben Crump on the case.
Oh,
and you wonder, you concerned about
Take that Negro
whether
off.
it's gonna come to a good resolution. No, you need him for national attention. But bro, getting a proper outcome, he ain't really known for that. And then finally, nigga, this Mississippi.
I mean, he does have a point. You know, the one of the biggest things about this situation is Mississippi, and one of the smallest things about this situation is Mississippi.
Yeah.
I mean, Mississippi is known for bad stuff happening to black folks. I mean, it's not a mystery that bad things happen to folks in Mississippi. So, to say Mississippi, Mississippi got a white
that's
judge.
Emmett Till. Emmett Till.
Yeah, that's like a duh comment. Mississippi got a white chief. Duh. Mississippi got a white. Of course they white down there. The white folks is not finna let Mississippi go no time soon. That's just how that's going. They ain't letting that go no time soon. That's almost home base for them.
I just want you guys suggested. I mean, maybe possibly he could have been tossed overboard, right? Like, is it easy to toss a grown body overboard?
Yeah.
How easy is it to toss how easy is it to toss a phone overboard too?
Hey, Hot Sauce, you was right, man. You was right. Hot Sauce was right.
They kept the phone. Let's keep that clear. They remember they kept the phone and took the phone home. But
I'm saying why though? What's the purpose of that?
They removed the evidence.
You get rid of evidence.
They removed.
Get rid of the evidence.
Hold on. Y'all not understanding the train of thought J-Do's hitting you with. If we was doing something foul, why would we keep the phone? Now you saying to release to get the evidence off.
That ain't what I said.
Everyone knew who he was with. So what evidence do we need to get off? Was he filming us murdering him? No. So what would he need? What would they need to clean the phone off? Now he could have fell overboard and his phone was just on the boat still. Why would you? You understand? I understand where J-Do is coming from. Like, why would a murderer keep
them
the phone?
niggas understand too. I just want to get an answer.
Well, that's why I said they kept the phone because they was stupid. That's what I said. They was dumb.
How are they white supremacists and they're just this dumb, fellas? That doesn't add up.
Hold on. Nobody said they were white supremacists. I said
no one directly says that, of course.
No. The people investigating, like, you know what I'm saying, the criminal justice system that's being applied right down there. they're using white supremacy by lack of
But,
investigation.
but
It's easy for somebody to get away with something if you never truly investigated in the first place.
of course,
In their case, they're just out with their friend. They do stupid stuff. Somebody dies, and now you got to call the police to say somebody died. But what would a lot of young 18-year-olds do when they got a dead body amongst them? They're going to do
This
something
is
other than call the police.
right?
this is the second time that Roger did not fully understand your question.
Exactly.
He's saying, how are white people in general white supremacists? And this is as an example of how dumb they are.
Bingo.
No,
How are they still supreme?
no. My thing is white supremacy
Demographic.
That's what he's
is
asking.
no. The thing is, no one should question if white people are supreme, but supremacy is suggestion that they are. You can suggest something is supreme without it being supreme, and that's why I literally said they left the phone because they're that dumb. That's really what my response
That's
was.
still the
I'm
Roger. It's still not. I get it though. I
no,
get
I'm
it. There's
pointing
no
out the
answer.
fact
I
that
get
they're
it though.
not supreme. I'm pointing out the fact they're not supreme because they were that dumb to keep the phone in the first place. Because if you're gonna
I
toss the
think they're
body,
young.
even if you clear stuff up off the phone, you supposed to toss that phone in the water. You don't bring it home with you.
I think they're young, and they made mistakes. I think something occurred that caused his death, whether it was an accident. I don't think they fought or nothing like that, or we'd be talking about marks on bodies and all this other kind of stuff. Anytime you get in a fight, even if you win the fight, there's marks on your hands, even if you won the fight. So I don't think that's what happened. I think it was possible, some type of an accident that they did not want to take responsibility for. They put his body in the water, they go home. The owner of the boat, because one of the things you do with a boat, and I do a lot of boating, is you clean the boat off with water and all this other kinds of stuff and chlorine once you get home and all this stuff. I think he found the phone after he got home to clean the boat off. And he just panicked. He could have got rid of it. He could have thrown it in the water there. He panicked. He panicked. But that doesn't explain how the videos possibly got erased. If videos got erased, he was killed. They opened the phone and then they put the body in the water.
So
Mom's a
when I
mom's
when
a
I want to
judge.
when I want to
But why would you erase the what could possibly be on? Everyone knows who he's with, so they already know that you was with this guy. So what would we be erasing off of his phone?
What
That's
There's
evidence
a
of what
there's
happened.
a
this
there's an eyewitness account of a possible heated exchange, and
is
there's some confusion about who was arguing with who, and it might be Damon.
well, the thing is, because somebody is saying that the argument people know about was him and it had nothing to do with them. But this is the thing: if they are together, anything could have happened while they were together. And it's
Correct.
one thing to go down for an accidental death. It's another thing if there's something on that phone that can make the death seem like it wasn't so accidental. You don't want no bad blood between you and the person that just got killed or just died, whatever. Even if he just fell and bumped his head and it was kaput, you don't want no bad information on you right at that particular moment. So it could have just been something random that people don't ain't even aware of. But I'd rather go down for an accidental death than anything that looks deliberate.
They ain't gonna go down for nothing.
Roger.
That's the thing.
But the thing, Roger, though, is this: all these kids out there on these boats, all these parents have somewhere with all that all these kids will be drinking. All the parents just guilty because they didn't have to let the situation go down. They could have came up with an alternative events for these kids to do on the fourth. Unsupervised white people.
I mean,
Let me
Hey,
let me
hey,
let me
hey,
let me let me let me let me let me say this. So we are admitting that these white boys are tampering with evidences, right? Is that what we're admitting right now?
no, that's what's possible. It's
Okay,
possible
Possible.
at this
okay,
point.
okay, okay, okay. But how come when Chow Mein shot that boy in the back and they found a gun next to him, everybody agrees that the boy had the gun and nobody had any video of him pointing the gun at no one?
No, but what I want
All,
to say,
all you who
can you
sat
guys
at
hear
this
me?
table, y'all accepted Chow Mein, the version of the fact that Chow Mein gave you. All of you accepted it, but now all of a sudden y'all
No,
want to question that part.
But
no,
hold
that
on.
Roger,
that
Like,
Roger,
let's
that
say
was
that
this.
didn't
directed to
happen.
you.
See,
That
It's
no,
was
it's
Roger.
directed
it's
to you.
amazing how we can
Hold on,
rewrite history, man.
can I say
Roger,
something real quick?
let me address the coonery because
My internet,
Thank
guys,
you, man.
can I say something real quick? So I just want to say this. What I do find this weird is that nobody else has no, like there's no video. There should be video because other boats were there. Other people are there. So you should be able to see these guys in the background of other people's phones. And why police are not collecting phones is kind of crazy.
Mm.
Because I
Well,
don't think it was a murder. I just think it was an accident from being dumb, right? Somebody dared somebody do something, and it went wrong, and he ended up being dead. And the fact that you can't see, the fact that they're not collecting phones from other boats that were around.
We lost him.
Yeah, but for some odd reason, it's always the black guy now.
all right. Now
Yeah.
let me read this real quick from Black Hole Strikes. He says, "How much time was there between when he went missing and when Nolan's family tracked his phone? Why would you just hold on to Nolan's phone without any attempt to return it to his family?" Well, of course, as I'm gonna say, as you implying, I believe with this question, because you know there's damning evidence on that phone, so therefore you're not gonna return it to his family. You know, they weren't quick to return anything to the family because remember the father had to go get the car too, so they weren't quick to return anything to the family. That just ain't what was happening in that situation. So I'm gonna say my best guess is a bad thing happened. The young man ends up dead. My mama's a judge. We're gonna talk to her before we do anything. I do believe 6 parents and 3 young men were in that room. It was 9 people talking, and the judge was the head person, more than likely, on how we're gonna move from this point forward. And we're not turning over anything. Now, keep in mind, they don't know the parents even got the phone tracked. They don't know that. That's just something that came up, but they don't know they the parents tracked that phone, so they never had any intention of turning that phone over. You know,
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it stated that he didn't have his phone? He
You
didn't
all.
have his phone when
You
he got
all.
on the boat that he got on, and it was on another boat with another one of his friends who happened to be black.
this is the thing. The parents said this where the white gentlemen were saying the phone was, or with the Snapchats and all that stuff. They saying based on their own tracking system, the stuff wasn't adding up. They it was reportedly in one place, but it was actually in a different place. So that's problematic as it is.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
sounds
Mm-hmm.
like they're just simply trying to cover. I think he just got killed
All
by
the egg
mistake,
rolls.
and they're just
4 egg
trying to
rolls.
cover it up because they don't want to face responsibility of saying that he was with us when he died. Because we all got to be real about this. If you're with somebody when you die, when they happen to die, you can have charges put on you. That's just a very real thing. And at the end of the
Yep.
day, how many of us gonna make the right call knowing that charges may be brought upon you as soon as you make that call? These are 18-year-olds. They probably just panicked.
Mm.
That's what I really believe happened. He died, they panicked. And now instead of just making a call and saying something or getting them help, now they end up tossing them overboard and they trying to hide the fact of what happened in his last minutes, which is why they kept that phone and tampered with that phone to get stuff out of that phone. I think
But
this is
they
just a
white.
panic.
But here's the thing: they're white. They're innocent until proven guilty, right? So if it was just an accident, then why wouldn't they just tell the truth?
Because they're 18 or around the age of 18.
They
Everybody
18
in
and
the
white.
story is near 18. 18-year-olds do a lot. I just said to somebody the other day, y'all, think back in your own life. When you was 18, did the stuff you do seem intelligent to you right now? Don't you seem like you was dumb when you compare it to who you
Yeah, come
are
on,
right
bro. You
now?
probably,
What I'm saying is this.
bro, you did something dumb last
No,
week.
but I'm
I mean,
black.
come
But
on,
here's the
bro.
thing: when they do stuff like that, they get off on things like affluenza. You know what I mean? Like they get probation. They don't go to jail like we go to jail when they do stuff like that. So that makes me believe that something more sinister happened than an accident.
It could have been, but at the end of the day, when your mama's a judge, you ain't trying to make the family look bad either.
Roger, well, she being a judge, she has
Okay,
some bad
I can rock
decisions
with
that
that.
resulted in people unaliving themselves. She has some situations too, so she might be one of the people help orchestrate this to keep some light off herself. She had
Yeah,
a case where she had a family situation where a lady, black woman, wanted to be able to meet and do the exchange for her child to go with the father, and the judge denied it. Later on, the same lady who got denied by the judge, she was offed by the father of the child.
I mean
Other
things.
situations, like it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I mean things like that can happen, but they wouldn't necessarily correlate with this particular case. But let's keep it real. If your mama a judge, you got a dead friend, you might have just called your mama and asked your mama what to do. Now, I'm not gonna say the mama gave them some bad advice because they may not have called their mom. We gotta all that would have to be verified. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at a young guy who's about 18 years old. He just don't want to make his family look bad because his mama is a judge. I'm pretty sure the other folks involved were quote unquote esteemed people too. Who marrying judges out here? You see what I'm saying? People had certain positions in that
Lawyers.
society. Well, yeah, because it ain't a janitor. I'm pretty sure she's not married to a janitor. And that's not me taking shots at janitors. I'm just saying, if we be realistic about it, I doubt a judge is married to a janitor. Okay? These people have esteemed positions, whatever they happen to be. And at the end of the day, dude ain't trying to take the family down because that's how white people are. They've never been about taking the family down. White people have always tried to cut corners to make sure the family life stays good. And
Hmm.
shout out to
Hmm.
Black Uber Strike. He says if it was entirely an accident with their money and status, there would be no need to cover up this way. They would be exonerated of wrongdoing.
Told you.
I'm,
That's
I'm gonna
exactly what
say
I'm
Black
saying.
Uber has a
That's
strong
exactly
point
what
on
I'm
that.
saying.
Very good point
That's
right
exactly what
there.
I'm saying.
Well, why ain't you say it like that?
Because look, I don't gotta say it like that. Y'all just don't listen to me anyway, man. It's
No,
age
He damn
discrimination,
sure.
man.
He damn sure ain't
It's
saying it
age
like that.
discrimination. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all this
uh,
age
Nah,
discrimination,
nah,
man.
bro, bro,
Mark is
bro,
like a little brother to me, man.
bro,
Don't worry about
bro,
it. Don't
been
worry
doing
about it. We
this.
got you. We got you. Big brother will take care of you.
Bro, been agreeing with Uru for 24 hours, man. He just if if Uru say the sky green today, he gonna be like, "Yep, sure is, boss, sure is."
Nah,
now,
that be you with Tucker. That be you with Tucker Carlson, nigga.
now I'm gonna say plain and simple. I'm not giving them benefit of the doubt. As I said earlier, I'm talking all this stuff based on what the information we got. I said at the top of the show, if y'all didn't hear the top of the show, I said my personal belief is they killed him. I'm saying stuff right now based on the information we have available. But what do I actually believe happened? I believe they killed him. That's what I believe. But I ain't gonna
Yep,
just
me
throw
too.
that out there for people to say with no evidence or anything like that. So I'm not even hitting on they just plain old killed him. I think that'll be found out much later down the road. It could be decades later down the road. Because one great way to protect somebody is just not to really investigate. To not get the DNA samples, to not find the blood, to not find the text messages. And one way to do that is just don't really investigate too well. And I think that based on what I'm hearing about what's going on down there, they're just not trying to investigate that much. I seen a clip of one of the young men that was on TMZ, and they asked him had the police made any contact with him. He was like, no. So he there, and the police ain't even talking to the dude.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how you help people get away with stuff. Everything is not about what you did. Sometimes it's about what you didn't do. And I think they have taken a position about we're not going to do this and we're not going to do that. And at the end of the day, whoever the judge is, do the other people not know this her son? I'm supposed to believe that. We talking Mississippi with all these white folks in position of power. I'm not supposed to think that the people that's investigating don't know that that's the judge's son that's involved. No, of course they're gonna let stuff get past them.
Yeah, they're not going to prosecute their own.
Yeah, we're gonna investigate it.
Especially if it's a black person that's dead.
We're gonna investigate at 40%. We ain't gonna investigate 100%. 40%. That's all we
Another
do.
good point. Another good point too is what happened at Delta State University last year, where they found a young black man hung in a tree and everything else.
See,
they're not investigating that either.
This is the thing. Everything is not about what's done. Some stuff is simply about what's not done. And you can save a lot of people by not doing stuff. These 3 young men, more than likely will be saved by what's not being done. Heck, the guy with the beer in his hand right now, he looked guilty to me. I'm gonna just he looked guilty to me. Okay, that don't mean he guilty, but he definitely looked guilty to me, and that's real talk. Okay, I'm not saying he's guilty 100%, but he sure look guilty. But I am gonna say my personal belief, but I'm not putting that out there because that's just my personal belief. Without all the information, whatever, I just think they killed him. Now I think the story will eventually come out. He died by mistake, and they made some bad decisions once their friend died, like tossing him over into the water.
Again, so y'all are questioning whether or not people are attempting or manipulating evidences, right?
We think that's very possible because they had his phone.
Okay. How come Chow Mein couldn't manipulate something when he killed that boy? Because everybody on this table right now was throwing that boy under the bus because Chow Mein said he had a gun. All of you agree that he had the gun because Chow Mein said it. How come y'all can't believe them today?
See, that's what. Let me address this because I wanted to say it.
Well, go ahead. But I'm gonna do something after you finish. Go ahead.
People hear what they want to say. We literally sat on the panel and said the boy's lawyer said that was his gun.
Oh, the lawyer who knows each other?
No, the lawyer that his family paid to represent him.
But for some odd reason, we don't have any video. We don't have any video of him pointing guns at nobody.
Wait, we ain't say we did have a video. We going off the fact that both lawyers, his own lawyer, said it. We're not listening to Chow. We're going off of what evidence presented in the court case, which that's all we can do.
I'm gonna say, look, we got to focus on the subject of the show. Now, I understand that you didn't agree with how the child Rick Child situation came out, and I can rock with you on that. But at the end of the day, that really ain't got nothing to do with this particular case because we're talking about something where ain't no guns involved that we know of. Okay, this is not, and people wasn't in the room. These 4 guys could have been in one room when this guy died, but the thing is, we don't know that 100% for sure yet. So one case had facts that we knew about what somebody did. This is the case where we don't know what somebody did. We don't know, did he die because he drunk something he shouldn't have drunk, or drunk too much of something he shouldn't have drunk, or took a pill that he shouldn't have took, or took a pill with something else that he shouldn't have took a pill with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of different ways he could have went down, but we really don't know in this situation. And I'm gonna say shout out to Black Who Strikes, who said, and for you and for you fool snow bunny chasers, all the people in power here, the judge, the mother, the coroner, are white women. Okay, so yeah, I will say, y'all, yeah, you don't glorify white women. You just understand they could pull the same stuff black women pull. That's what I'm gonna say. If it comes to advice on that one, all of them are capable of doing the stuff that black women are capable of, from a general standpoint. That's the difference, if you ask me.
All of them white.
Okay?
All white. all white
Oh
everything.
no, let's take
And, hold
let's
on,
take it
hold on,
let's take it a little bigger.
hold on, and let me say shout out, yeah,
Shout
y'all
out.
good today. Shout out to my main man. Uh, what's my big booty African? The big booty for
Big
everybody.
booty Ugandans.
Usual business.
Ugandans.
Yeah,
Big
shout
Booty
out to
Uganda
Ugandans
for
for
usual business.
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah, shout out to usual business. He say you chickens do not understand your place. Oh,
Oh,
shout out to you, brother. So you chickens don't understand your place, okay?
You, you, you're still a chicken.
Still a
You're
chicken.
still a chicken.
chicken.
I'm gonna say it's a partial inside joke on that, but people should be able to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know if they're gonna be able to figure out because they really didn't hear what we said
They ain't gonna figure that
behind
one
what I
out.
was saying.
They
They
But
ain't gonna
yeah,
figure that one out.
we know what he's
That's funny
saying though.
though.
We know what
That's
he's
funny.
saying.
They missed out on that one. That was actually some good wisdom from usual business. He need to come on there and say that one. I appreciate that one.
But shout out to that young man. Shout out to that young man. Yeah, yeah. Not. This is my thing, y'all. These are three 18-year-old white guys. Okay, is it a big leap for me to think they killed the black guy? No, that ain't no big leap for me. Not at all. Okay, especially when you got a black guy that trusts them. It's a lot easier to kill somebody that trusts you. That's the thing. Okay, killing somebody that
Hey,
don't trust you, automatic struggle 9 times out of 10. But somebody who do trust you, you can get in close enough to do them in without it being too much of a fuss. You know, and like I say, the guy with the beer in his hand, he looked like he did it to me. Okay, and that's just real talk. No, I
Oh
mean, do
yeah,
he
he's
not
not a
look like
friend
a
though.
murderer? He don't
hey,
look like a murderer. Have y'all
But
seen
Gary,
him?
younger Gary,
they all look like murderers to
I'm
me,
saying
man. I don't know.
if you look at pictures of murderers, yeah, I'm not trying to cause no controversy. I'm just saying if you look at pictures of murderers, especially white murderers, he ain't that far. That's all I'm saying. He is not that far,
you
if at
got
all.
Gary Busey next to him, and then you got what's his name from the Dukes of Hazzard on the right of him, to the left of him,
Yeah,
rather.
listen,
That's the friend though. The friend with the long hair, the dark glasses. That's
one
his
or two
friend.
of them, one or two of them could be second or third cousins to Ted Bundy, man. I'm telling you.
I
The
mean,
one on the
he looked
end,
like
all the way to the left.
I'm gonna say he looked like he did it. The one all the way to the left, he kind of looked like the guy that helped you get away with it. But the one next to him, he
Hey,
looked like he did it, man.
hey,
Real talk.
Roger
You know?
got Roger got this kid somewhere at home listening to this, shaking in his boots, saying, "How can he say that?"
We on to you,
I'm
Trevor.
saying it
We
didn't
on to
look
you,
like a
Trevor.
murder. You know, I
We on
wouldn't
to
even
you,
say it
Trevor.
didn't look like a murder. He definitely looked like he did it. You know what I'm saying? Now his homie looked like he helped him cover it up. But he definitely like he did. Like he struck the final blow. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when they was like, we should stop, he was like, nah, we ain't stopping. We got to see this through. You know,
Hey,
that's
in
what
the,
he looked like.
in the words of Uncle Ruckus, they all look like good white folk to me. They look like good innocent white
The
folk
only
to
Uncle
me.
Ruckus is Steve. Only Uncle Ruckus is Steve because he definitely looked like he committed the murder. Real talk. He definitely like he committed the murder. You know. I would say the only reason I ain't gonna say it's his first one because he does look kind of young, so he might be just getting into it. He just might be hitting his stride, but he
He's still
definitely looked
killing.
guilty.
The
You know,
first one's still killing cats. He's still practicing.
yeah. Yeah. So my thing is that
He's still,
it possibly, I'm gonna say it possibly could have been an accident because we don't know what happened. I don't know enough stuff to connect it to the intent of it. I'm gonna say that I don't know what the intent would be. They just felt salty some kind of way about this dude, and they just couldn't get past it or whatever the case is. But I don't know what that is, so that's why I'm gonna leave it as it's probably an accident for now. Okay, that's why I'm going with that, y'all. So everybody know where I'm at with it, because I don't change up on folks. I don't know enough information to say this is why they would definitely kill him. So I'm gonna leave it as an accident at this particular point. But I do believe they killed him. You know, because why are they trying to cover up stuff if they didn't kill him? That's my thing.
I believe they're responsible. I don't know if I don't know if it was like an intentional malicious act, but I believe whatever happened, they're responsible. Because white folk don't like to do nothing unless it's not exciting to them unless there's a possibility of death. So whatever they was doing, it could kill you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In other
Yes.
words,
Spot on.
there's a possibility of excuse me, there's a possibility of manslaughter or
Yeah.
criminal negligence. That's definitely in there and everything else. Now, if they do decide to charge him, which I highly doubt, most likely, they could be given a light manslaughter charge, where they can possibly, plead guilty, but guess what? They won't serve jail time for it in some instance like this.
Nah, somebody going to a mental institution
Yeah,
for this.
Well, like I
exactly.
said earlier, I don't know if justice is gonna get served because if they
I don't believe
find
it's
some
going to
stuff
get.
in this system, it's
Yeah,
easy
that's what I'm
to
saying.
brush this off as he drowned because he wasn't coherent enough to swim like he would normally be able to do. That's where
I
I
would.
kind of see it going.
Yeah, I would be shocked if these guys get charged with some type of a crime at this
Yeah.
point. Maybe a
Yeah.
misdemeanor.
And with your judge mama, I mean, she whatever come back, she gonna help. I mean, it's not like she's not gonna help her son. And by her helping her son, she's automatically helping the other two. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be rough to pin anything on. That's gonna be a rough journey unless somehow he got some video that will be recovered that tell a whole story. And that could happen. You know.
Some of Bronx neighbors know these people. We can have the whole story if he just invite them over for dinner. Talk to them.
Take
Yeah,
them
You
a
know what? That's
pumpkin
actually
pie.
that's a great idea, man. I'm gonna have to do that, man. I'm gonna have to cook their food specially though.
you have to be.
With the marshmallows and the sweet potatoes,
Yeah,
marshmallows and sweet potatoes. Don't forget to add
I'm
that.
gonna have to get them the same thing they gave Nolan Wells.
Well,
After I get everything I need out of them, I'ma just send them home. And I don't know what happened after that. I ain't seen it.
now
I
I'm
wouldn't know.
gonna say this about certain white folks. Certain white folks know just to be quiet. So that wouldn't work. If it was just that simple, I ain't gonna say that would work. White folks are trained to be quiet. And that's something black folk need to learn. I'm gonna tell you that. My daddy, the one guy I ain't never seen tell a lie, told me don't ever tell on yourself. Never seen that man say a lie of any kind. And he told me don't tell on yourself. Now, white people got that part down. I'm talking about from a general standpoint. We don't hear a lot about white, at least they don't advertise. I'll say that. They don't advertise it. We don't hear a lot about white folks getting in trouble because somebody told. White folks will take it to the grave. At least that's what they show. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, black folks, even though I ain't even watch it, I'm gonna say I was disappointed with you when I heard about the first 48. Because when that came out, I heard niggas was telling. I was being bombarded with the
Roger,
fact that niggas was
Man,
telling.
for a bucket of KFC,
Roger,
in the Newport, man.
you from Chicago, you would definitely be disappointed in that show. The more gold teeth and
Man.
dreads you seen, the more snitching. It was on.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was hearing they was snitching every week. They ain't miss an episode snitching. Like
man.
that's what it was. It was almost the snitching television network. The way it was coming across. So and they was snitching from everywhere. I heard they was snitching from Chicago
Man,
too. So
they was telling, boy, for KFC and Newports, man. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard.
Do,
but I'm
do
gonna say for
not
these.
commit a crime in Dallas. Do not commit a crime in Dallas.
Now
Somebody gonna tell.
I'm gonna say for these white folks though, because I'm. It's not that I don't want his family to receive justice. I'm just saying realistically, white folks are kind of more trained in just don't say nothing. They kind of more trained. At least that's the evidence of what I see. white folks will take it to the grave with them. You know. Now, and if they let it out, they're gonna let it out to certain people, and they're gonna let it out in a certain fashion where they still get away with it. Just like y'all said something about Emmett Till earlier. Well, Carolyn Bryant didn't say nothing until she was about to die. Okay, and it's like, yeah, I'm finna die. Y'all can't do nothing. Guess what? He never whistled at me. You see what I'm saying? So white folks are trained and keep it to yourself. You know, black folks could use a little of that. I don't say copy white folks too much, but I'm gonna say black folks could use a little of that. You know, so I don't think we're gonna ever truly get justice in this particular situation. I feel, first of all, let me say this too, because I ain't even said this yet. My condolences to his actual family, like for his family members and his actual friends, not the guys on screen. I'm saying his actual friends, because your friends don't leave you, and that's the story that y'all gave. Even though I don't think that's the truth, but your friend wouldn't even suggest that. Your friends don't leave you. I got drunk, way too drunk. My friends, luckily I was at home, but my friends put me in my bed and threw stuff on me to cover me up and took my clothes off because I was throwing up all over the place. Those are friends. Okay? Just you make a poor decision, but you don't end up dead or in the water or something like that. Your friends look out for you. So, shout out to Nolan's actual friends. Okay. And, I'm sorry for your loss, for his actual friends and family, not these clowns on the screen.
Lil Rod said Diddy was his friend.
When you got
Let y'all let
when
that
you
catch
got a
up to you.
real friend, you don't got to worry about no Diddy situations. You don't wake up talking about my behind feel funny. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that with real friends.
I don't see the prostate doctor.
You don't produce a hit single and then you
Hey,
wake up and your butt feel weird. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that when it's real friend.
Lil Rod said, "Yeah, man, Diddy's a great guy to work for. He's my friend. Like wake up after a prostate exam, but
I'm glad you brought up Diddy, Reset. I'm glad you brought up Diddy, man, because Cat Williams said when Diddy say he want to party, you just got to learn how to tell Diddy no, right? We got to learn how to tell these white folks no when they want us to go party with them, man. Just say no, Nancy Reagan. These white folks, man.
Exactly. Yeah. I
Well,
mean, again, we got. I think the issue is with us is that we just want to be accepted. We've been taught that if we get accepted by white folks, they're going to be good to us and everything else.
you know what? I don't even think that it's just that we want to be accepted. I think we've been taught a lot of bad things. And I think black people have been taught to always, and I'm gonna say always, and a word like that shouldn't be used lightly. But black people have been taught to always give white people benefit of the doubt.
Yes, exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I there's no reason for me to give them benefit of the doubt. I mean, one look like a killer right now. Okay, I ain't saying he killed anybody, but he definitely looked like a killer. Okay, his
why does he
friends
keep
definitely
saying
look like the guys
that?
who would help him get away with the kill. You know,
Why does he keep saying that, Bob?
I mean, it
Because
could
you
be a
did it, Negro.
coincidence. I'm
You
only
did
saying
it.
it because it's true. I'm only saying it because it's true. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't say it. But yeah, I mean, that dude right on, well, based on how we're looking at the picture, that dude right to the left of Nolan definitely looked like he killed him. He looked like a
That
killer.
judge, that judge on the phone with YouTube right now. I feel a strike coming.
No, ain't no strike. I'm not saying he did it. I just said he looked like a killer. That's all. And if you don't believe me, go right now to any particular situation you want to. Get on in there and just look up any group of white killers. He looked like he fit in that bunch. And that's real talk. And dude right there next to him definitely look like somebody who will help him get away with it. And that's just what they look like. Now the other guy, I guess he's getting away because his face kind of covered as I'm doing the show. You know what I'm saying? But dude look
I'm with,
like he'll kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's
I'm
for real.
with bro. They all look alike to me. They
Yeah,
all
yeah.
look
Now, again, I don't think
You
justice
finally
don't necessarily
understand.
come the way it
You
should.
finally understand.
I feel sorry for the family because I don't believe y'all gonna get justice the way it should. And it may be one of these situations where decades later the truth finally comes out, and now everybody know what happened, but it'll be too late to change what the results are at that given point. Okay. Now I'm gonna say this too. You know, man, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Real talk. And yo, I got a chat, y'all. I love the people that's in my chat. But for you people that I do not know, when y'all come in my chats with all these other languages that I don't understand, okay? Just gonna delete it, man. A real talk. We gonna have to delete that. So no no offense intended, but I got somebody with a name that I don't know why y'all typing this stuff that I wouldn't understand. And you know what? Maybe I should know what it is. But if I don't, it's your fault. It's that simple to me. So don't put strange stuff in my chat or it's just gonna get deleted, y'all. So I'm just letting y'all know now. Y'all start talking other languages and saying stuff and I can't understand it. I just look, you could be white. I ain't giving you benefit of the doubt. It's that simple. Okay. So whoever that is, I'm just gonna, matter of fact, okay, it looked like it didn't even show up in the actual chat. It only showed up on my StreamYard thing. So YouTube wouldn't even let you put it in. So shout out to you. I ain't gonna even say your name, but shout out to you for trying to do something that you clearly ain't had no business doing. That they ain't even let you put it in there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Afro Merchant, you right. Roger appreciate all these MOs. I ain't saying that, y'all. But when it come back that they did it, you know what I'm saying? When it come back, I bet you he be the ringleader. I bet you he the main one. I bet you he the one that just wouldn't stop it from escalating. And that's how white folks do you sometimes. They get real close to you, and they be the main ones trying to get you. Now I would say hopefully that's not the case, but we got a dead brother, so I don't know what to say on that one. But we're gonna leave it as everything's alleged right now for official purposes. Just because he looked like a killer don't mean he actually killed anybody. I don't believe in coincidences, but
Yeah, Tyler
just
did it.
because he looked like
Tyler and Trevor know exactly what happened, man.
So it is what it is. Shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He says, when I look at that picture, I see a lot of white girls choosing and a lot of white boys hating. And I think that is what happened here.
Hey, I said that earlier. I said Trevor did not like the fact that Becky wanted the Jamal experience.
Yep. Exactly.
And Trevor crashed out. Trevor crashed out. Trevor just couldn't stomach the idea of Becky experiencing Jamal, man.
And
He said she'll never be back. He said she'll never be back, man. She'll never be back.
Yeah, and listen, this happened again. This is in Mississippi.
Y'all know this.
This happened in Mississippi, and this is what happens when the black man looks at. This is what happens when the white.
Gotta leave them Beckys alone, man.
You gotta leave them Beckys alone. You gotta be careful with some of these Beckys out here in the South because
Well, I don't think this is about
y'all ever noticed that Brock comes up with his greatest. Brock comes up with his greatest quotes right after somebody else beat us said it.
I said it first. I said it first. It's just Black Rule got the most sense out of everybody here, so he understand when I be making sense, he just gets it.
Well,
y'all Negroes don't get it.
I'm gonna say this, y'all. Let's not put it off on Becky, because Becky ain't in the picture. It's black white men having an understanding that what a black man might do and what he could.
No, we not putting this on Becky. Becky like what Becky like.
Yeah, right? But hold on, let me say what I'm saying. You got a picture right here where he's not even trying, but you see how much bigger he is than these white guys. Okay, he ain't trying, but you see he a little taller, a little bigger. I think he was a little more defined too. I'm gonna let the picture show real quick. And this could be intimidating. These are teammates, y'all. So we like them, but we just don't like that pull he got. And they say everybody love this dude. That magnetic personality that he got. you know, and he just ain't into the stuff that they probably are into at the end of the day. And now that I removed everybody from, he definitely look like a killer, y'all. Y'all gonna look at this guy and say he don't like he want to kill somebody? Come on now,
Jeffrey Dahmer. Young Jeffrey Dahmer. And then the glasses, black glasses, like Richard Ramirez. That's another serial killer.
Yeah.
The dude all the way to the left was like a young John Wayne Gacy.
Game show killer.
Gacy.
Oh man.
They got Gacy, got Dahmer, and you got Ramirez.
And for streaming purposes, y'all understand, we're not saying they killed anybody. It's just they happen to look like killers, especially that one
they look guilty,
on the
right?
left side
Don't speak
of
for me.
Nolan. He definitely look like a killer.
Don't speak for me, Roger. Don't speak for me. I'm saying it.
No, we ain't gonna do that, man. We gonna mess up the show, man. They just happen to look
allegedly.
Like killers. Okay, they happen to. Well, I'm saying they look like killers. That's not allegedly. He looked like he killed somebody. Okay, dude, right on the side of him, he looked like a killer. You know what I'm saying? That's not alleged. He looked the way he looked.
Where's Willie D when you need him?
Shout out to Black Room Strikes. Even if they were his friends, that reproductive competition is primal, and it can erupt unexpectedly and uncontrollably, which I think just possibly would be the situation. Okay, that could possibly be the situation. But y'all, we finna go into closing statement because I think we done kind of said what we want to say about this particular case based on what I'm getting from the room. So I'm gonna let y'all get a closing statement, and then we gonna close this one on down. So you know what, Champ, you was up first. You can take us out first. Any closing statement you want to make on this particular episode?
Yes. My heart goes out to the family because they just lost a rising up and coming star that could have changed the fortunes of black people in America and everything else. So, RIP, again, I just want to say, if you have a son and they're going to be going out with these quote unquote white friends of yours, just tell them to be careful and everything else. I don't care. Buzz them virtually every hour. Just make sure that they're all right.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. I'm doing a different thing on this one. I'm gonna say, Steve Candy, you got next. Any last statement you want to make?
Oh yeah. I got one. Well, it's unfortunate that his life was cut short. But nigga, what the fuck are you doing with these white boys anyway? And also for all the future cases where they might want to disappear a black guy, and I'm saying this very wholeheartedly, put a gun next to him, sprinkle some crack on him, or a knife, and you'll get away with it. Okay? Thank you.
All right. And shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He says, when white girls are going for brothers, they be going hard for brothers. They often are not necessarily nice and quiet about it. And that can drive some white dudes mad. Yeah, see, sometimes it be indirect. It don't even be you, but it be you just because you that black dude. Okay? I'm going to go Tunnel Runner next. Any closing statement you want to make on this one?
As I always say, protect yourself at all times. Protect yourself at all times. I mean, protect yourself from your white friends, your black friends, your women. Protect yourself at all times. You came in this world by yourself. You're going to leave out by yourself. Protect yourself at all times. Be safe.
Bailey Starks, I'm going to put it to you. What you got?
Again, I want to just reiterate, thanks for having me up, Roger. I say what Tunnel Runner said, protect yourself at all times. But I think that if they really want to do this, state of Mississippi wanted to do this case of justice, is get everybody's phones who was at the Bighorn Island. Ping everybody's phones, bring everybody in. But I'm thinking that the judge is not real light, so it'd probably be some damning evidence against her son. So taking it out on them. But Well, Ben Crump does an extra job, significant job to bring more of this to light. And be careful hanging around with your white friends. You know the ones you got to see them in action first. You see them all get white boy wasted if you decide to hang with them first. See which white boy wasted you can tolerate, and it won't have you no trouble, and will have you have the great possibility of leaving the next 4th of July Bighorn Island party alive if you're a black man. Now, land my plane there. Thanks for having me up, Roger.
Yeah.
Roger, can I go next? Because my internet's not that great.
Okay. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I appreciate it. So I apologize if I interrupt anybody else. But thank you. So first, because these are closing statements, right?
Yes, sir.
And so rest in peace to the brother. My condolences to the family. I know this is a really messed up situation, and there's at the end of the day, we just hope that you guys can get the answers and find justice that you deserve. But on a side note, what we're not gonna do is blame white women because they look good, they smell good, and they taste good. So we ain't doing that right now, right? We leaving them alone. I don't care. Like the white women that are doing this case, they're mothers, and mothers are going to look out for their children, regardless of race. So I don't know what Bronk talking about. What he living out there with them anyway, So, but that's what I want to say is that at the end of the day, I just hope that this picture is to show that how we really don't love ourselves, right? And the white man ice is colder, and I just hope one day that we can we can rectify this. Peace and love, Shea Butter niggas.
Woo! Shots fired. Shots fired. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get the Great Black Reset in here, and then I'm gonna let Bronk go. I'm gonna let Bronk get the last word on this one. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it.
They be doing you. They do be doing you sometimes. They do be doing you. So I'm letting you get the last word. All right, Great Black Reset. What you got, brother?
Well, Brock is the ultimate white supremacist. He hates us so much he moved out the neighborhood. And he think he's safe. The only place it's safe to hang out with these white boys is on Xbox and PlayStation. Well, Brock gonna figure that out one day. Just hope it's not the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Hot sauce hates niggas so much he moved to China. You know what I'm saying? Now he might be safe because he's the tallest man there. You know what I'm saying? So he might make it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, man, you tell your sons, you tell your daughters, you can hang out with white folk all you want on Xbox Live and PlayStation and on PlayStation. That's it, man. We got the circle of wagons. We got to have our own communities doing our own things, having our own activities, man. We got to circle the wagons. I'm gonna land my plane.
Yes, we can.
All right. That time runs in, you had your last word already.
I'm just supporting the brother. I'm just giving some support.
All right, Bronk, it's on you, brother. It's on you.
Well, that's it. Bronk, his mic ain't working, so we're gonna close the show out right there.
I was gonna say.
Nah. See what happened? Reset he decided to send a phone call my way as soon as you gave me my last statement there. So I'm gonna just say that was
a good idea. Hold on a minute.
Let me write this
down. But yeah, I'm not even gonna respond to hot sauce, man, because I ain't gonna do that. But I want to say condolences to the family. Sad situation. I truly do hope that this family gets some type of justice, but I doubt that they will. I do also want to say that I have cameras all around my house. I am armed. Even though I'm in the middle of the jungle, I'm safe. I'm safe, y'all. So don't worry about Brunk too much, man. I'm doing everything to stay safe around these white folks because I ain't trying to end up like Nolan Wills. I ain't trying to have my son, like no. I am gonna say this to something that Usual said earlier. If you want to be the chicken that saves the world, or you want to see a chicken save the world, go watch Chicken Little. Then when you're done watching it, turn it off and get back to reality. I'm gonna close with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say, you know what? Yeah, I mean, truly, my condolences do go out to his family. I hope y'all y'all got to embrace what country we actually live in. I do want y'all to get justice. I just think this is going to be a very difficult situation for y'all to get justice in. I do want y'all to get answers. I just think it's going to be a good amount of time before you fully get the answers that you want. So I'm going to say trust in God, stay in prayer, stay strong at the end of the day. Truly sorry for your loss. And I'm going to say thank you for giving us Nolan, who obviously was a gem to the world. It's just only so many people got to experience him because, unfortunately, his life was cut down a lot shorter than what it should have been. I'm going to say I hope the justice will be served, okay? I'm going to say, y'all, don't be surprised when it come out that these people killed him. Don't be surprised. I ain't saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if it does happen, don't be surprised. And don't be surprised if that one guy that's right next to Nolan with that bee in his hand, don't be surprised when they figure out he the ringleader. Now, I ain't trying to say nothing especially bad for him, but he just the one that looks like a killer. And I don't believe in coincidence, so it's not surprising to me that the person who looks like a killer may end up on murder charges. But obviously the Mississippi law enforcement ain't really trying to have that happen. They're trying to let stuff go so, he can get away with it. That's what they're trying to. But I'm going to just say, as Black folks in Mississippi, just keep this as a reminder, because there are people who believe that things have changed. You see what the Mississippi police force is doing. You see how they're very lackadaisical on this particular case. This is just a reminder of where you happen to live. So don't ever forget where you live, because you got to deal with real consequences, just like Nolan ended up having to deal with. Remember the world that's around you. I don't care what people say, know the world that's around you. I say I love this country, but I'm also smart enough to know this country got a lot of problems. I love it because I'm an American, but this is a very problematic place for Black people. And I don't mess those two things up. And that's real talk. So y'all be safe out there. Have a great time doing whatever you're doing. And I'm going to just say, y'all, really think about who you should give your benefit of the doubt to. Me, I'd rather give it to Black folks. I find life better that way. Not that I won't give white people benefit of the doubt in certain areas, but when I got to make certain choices, I'm going to give my people benefit of the doubt far, far quicker than I'm going to give those people benefit of the doubt. And I ain't never went on a trip with 3 white guys. I would probably die before that happens. Just saying. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.
God bless America.